lasting gear to stay safe.
The push for young men to enhance their appearances is relentless. From looks maxers willing to do virtually whatever it takes to embody a hyper-masculine ideal.
You've been on test since you were 14, correct?
Correct.
To podcasters and politicians normalizing the use of drugs like testosterone.
Dude, we're so fucked. We're so goddamn fucked. You take more meds than an 80-year-old, bro.
I'm on an anti-aging protocol from my doctor that includes testosterone replacement.
Your immune system would work better. Everything would work better.
So why isn't everyone just on it?
Well, a lot of people are.
I have never used steroids, period.
In the professional sports world, though, doping has historically been just about the most controversial thing you can do.
I'm going to remember him as a cheater.
But right now, there's a movement in the sports world attempting to rebrand doping into enhancing. One company is attempting to destigmatize these drugs by promising to put on an Olympic-style sporting event, the Enhanced Games, where athletes are allowed, even encouraged, to take performance-enhancing drugs.
We are enhanced.
It's brought ex-Olympic...
These kids are going to vote one day. You don't have to worry about that. I don't think any of them vote. They're all apolitical.
athletes here to Abu Dhabi to train for the inaugural Enhanced.
Yeah, the same people taking testosterone but don't want trans people to have HRT, that is also true. The same people that inject this shit into their bodies because they saw it on a fucking Reddit thread will also then look you dead in the eye and tell you about the dangers of the vaccine. None of it makes sense. Joe Rogan is the guy, by the way. Joe Rogan is the anti-HRT, only hormone replacement therapy for me, not for the guy. And he's also an anti-vaxxer.
Games. The company pays for their housing, food, medical care, and even a good salary. Shania Collins was a national champion sprinter before she retired 2 years ago. Now, at the age of 29, she's hoping that enhancements will help her shave 32 hundredths of a second off her 100-meter personal best.
A big part of the reason I retired was due to I felt like a lot of the people I was racing against were using performance-enhancing drugs, and I've always been natural and clean myself, so...
That's definitely cope. There is the Cope Olympics.
So it's felt like an unfair advantage all the time.
So you felt like, if I can't beat them, join them, kind of thing?
Yes, it's funny I said that. If you can't beat them, join them, but do it better than them.
So it's kind of, I assume that you'll be taking kind of a cocktail of different
Sprinter
enhancements,
cocktail,
right?
yeah.
You feel like it should take the stigma away from it?
Yes, absolutely.
And you think you're contributing to doing that?
Yes,
Yeah.
so that's more of the role I see, not encouraging drug use.
I've competed in a sport my whole life that is very corrupt and dirty.
Bodhi Santavi is now one of Enhanced's weightlifters. He competed twice at the Olympics for Canada, coming fourth in his weight category in Tokyo 2020.
How are you feeling?
Amazing.
Yeah?
Thank you, yeah.
You haven't even started the drugs yet.
Not yet. I've been natural my whole life.
But will you be enhanced?
I will be enhancing, yeah, and I'm very excited about it.
Swimmer Cody Miller won gold for the US in the 4x100 meter medley relay in Rio 10 years ago. He was 24 years old, the age when most male swimmers are at their peak. But Cody doesn't want to just turn back the clock. He wants to beat it.
I'd like to be faster now at 34 years old than I was 10 years ago when I won medals at the Rio Olympics.
And you think that's possible?
I think that's possible.
And I guess at your ripe old age, you weren't expecting to compete.
Yeah, the Enhanced Games was dog shit. None of the athletes were even close to world records. It's all Cope athletes. Honestly, I think that proves one of two things. Either these natural athletes have like this unique ability to outperform even people who are enhanced, or everyone is doping already. Okay. I think that's just because that's what it reminded me of, because I remember looking into the Dope Olympics or whatever, because I again, I'm not against steroids as much as like most people are. I'm steroid curious, right? I've never used them because I'm fearful. I have a very addictive personality. And I was worried that I would just like constantly cycle, especially if I really like how it made me feel. Well, yeah.
In, another Olympics.
Ripe old age. Yeah, no, that's true. To me, I think it's exciting for all of us athletes here that, again, are in different stages of their career. How much is this going to help us? Like, how much faster can we go?
Enhance says it's invested $50 million into the event, here in the heart of Las Vegas, where the Enhanced Games will take place. And for Aaron D'Souza, the original founder of the controversial competition, his pipe dream of seeing drugs in sports is finally coming to...
Bro, I started with Retta. Now I'm on 300 mg tests, breaking PRs every week. It's sick. See, this is what I mean.
Here it is.
Oh, here it is. Oh, wow. This is the first time I see it. Yeah. Reaction shot. Yeah, reaction shot. Wow.
But this goes much further than sports. This, he claims, is about advancing human potential. So should everyone be enhancing?
I think everyone should have the opportunity to enhance. I think this is a fundamental human right.
Does that not concern you at all that you might be, glamorizing these drugs and creating more of a desire for them than perhaps there should be?
No. Do you think we should die? I think the point of my life is actually to prevent death, to overcome death, right? And, I believe that aging is a disease that we can treat, cure, and eventually solve.
But how does selling testosterone help with that?
Because it creates a market for and a conversation around overcoming our intrinsic biological limits.
Do you think there should be any limits to, human physical potential?
We're in an existential race between the machines and the humans. This isn't one event. This is a whole movement, right? We are just at the starting line. I hope people look at this and say, in May of 2026 in Las Vegas, it was the start of the enhanced age.
D'Souza's vision is vast. So is his ambition for the Enhanced company, which they think could be worth many billions of dollars. Getting there means not just enhancing these athletes, it means enhancing you.
I would say more than half of my friends are on some sort of peptide right now.
We're in a point of history where everybody's getting on drugs, peptides.
Damn it, it's just the short version. I would have loved to watch the whole thing.
I mean, like, I don't even know what to say.
Oh, view count, not counted as like real. Yeah, I don't care.
Imagine your kid starts getting...
Well, I guess that's... She's so good at these attempted media hits. Oh, I saw this.
Healthcare, right? I don't understand what is wrong with me not wanting people to go bankrupt if they go to the doctor. There are literally people who are dying because health insurance companies want to deny their claims. They want to deny them life-saving health care. Like, that is wrong. Do we not see anything wrong with these companies doing this? They're only doing this because they want to make a profit.
Why join the DSA if you disagree with various parts of their platform? Does it not just become a distraction from your own campaign?
So awesome. Why are you so bent out of shape over it, Kristen? I love that. Her question is literally, why are you letting me turn this into a distraction? Why are you letting me, Kristen, turn this into a distraction? You should have thought twice before joining DSA. You're making me ask you about it. I love unbiased liberal media. Okay. Again, this is NBC News Now. This is not Ellison Purchase ZBS. This is not Ellison purchased ZNN. This is NBC News Now. It's like, okay, well, we vote for Democrats. Trust me, I don't agree with a lot of what the Democrats present as well. What are we supposed to do? I think the best question to ask in that situation is to be like, Kristen, I know you're supposed to present yourself as an unbiased journalist, but I'm sure you vote for one of the other, you vote for one party over the other. Do you agree with everything that that party that you vote for represents? Now, obviously, the cop-out is the journalists will always say, oh, I don't vote. I can't.
In your own agenda?
You all are the only ones that are distracted. I'm actually going out talking to voters about the things that matter to them. And so we should make sure that we're pivoting to the right conversations. The fact remains that there are people who are dying because they don't have access to quality health care. Meanwhile, Ashley Moody voted to end the ACA subsidies. As I stated, nearly 300,000 people fell off the Affordable Care Act rolls. There are people who are dying because they don't have access to health care. Also, the fact that Ashley Moody is corrupt, right? She's corrupt. She allowed $10 million that was supposed to go towards the most medically needy kids to be diverted because they wanted to defeat 2 citizen-led ballot initiatives. The status quo is broken. People are losing their minds right now and taking their lives and even taking their children's lives. And the people at the top want to stoke division and want to push this hateful rhetoric. At the end of the day, I have always been about the people of Florida, which is why my campaign is Angie for Florida. I want people to no longer just survive. They deserve to thrive and flourish.
Very quickly, because I know that you have to go.
Beast mode. Lion. Lioness.
Congressman.
Oh, my God. Yeah, no, she did that already. Angie Nixon seems like a real talent who comes across a very normal person responding to Gil King's bizarre questions about Hassan Piker. Any more charts we need to learn? All right, dude. Okay, that's all I got for today, folks. Tomorrow I'll be live from a different location. Tomorrow I will be live because we're going on tour, baby. This is the weekend of the tour. This is the weekend of the tour. It's finally here.
Dog, this is, this is borderline unsalvageable. I don't know what to say.
And if you were to ask me, is Natalie Harp coming around Trump's nether regions? Well, I would say yes. Not for some sexual reasons, but to change his diaper. That's my assessment. What a fucking ridiculous world we live in. This guy is the commander of the military, okay? He's the commander-in-chief.
And now he spends most of his time talking about how grass is alive.
Announce any specific sanctions or call out China, Iran's top trading partner. This morning, the Iranian foreign minister responding, calling the so-called economic D-Day a diversion from America's own crisis, unprecedented debt, and surging interest costs. It all comes as President Trump struggles to bring an end to the war he started. A new poll shows his approval rating at a record low, just 33%. But the president was focused on something else, bringing cameras and reporters to the White House South Lawn.
Nice job, fellas.
He wanted to show off the construction, a new helipad for Marine One, which he says could also be used for events.
They can have events on it. They can have people go there for cocktails and then walk to the ballroom.
The president spent nearly 40 minutes talking about the White House renovations, which the Washington Post reports will cost more than $900 million. The president has said the ballroom would be privately funded by donors.
It's kind of funny that I feel like capitalism and shitification has a degree that he can't even be like a regular fascist. Because a lot of the stuff that he's doing reminds me of what like previous fascist administrations have done. You know, all the living hagiography, all the personal boosting that he's engaging in, the beautification initiatives. It's like all this gaudy shit absolutely played a formative role in previous fascist developments as well. It's not the end all be all. I'm not some liberal who says like this is fascism, only this is fascism. No, it's just he's doing a lot of like real. He's engaging in a lot of the same fascist tropes of the past. It's just because it's so enshittified, because everything is so enshittified. Even this is just not working. Like he can't even get the beautification initiatives off the ground appropriately.
Owners. But the Washington Post has said the contractor expects close to half of the costs to be footed by taxpayers. He brushed off a question about whether peace talks with Iran will resume.
Maybe at some point, but right now, I think the situation is so good, but maybe at some point.
And with the midterms now 75 days away, the president's endorsement record also taking a hit. 3 of the candidates he backed lost their elections last week, and some Republicans sounding the alarm.
I'm worried that I'm not seeing the clear message from Republicans. What is the plan of why you should stay in the majority? What is your economic plan going forward? What are you touting as the successes that you've had already?
Meanwhile, another breaking headline here from the White House. The president says he plans to meet with North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un by the end of the year. It comes as the president says the U.S. will now scale back military drills with South Korea, calling it hostile and inappropriate toward North Korea. Also comes as North Korea has been launching and engaging in more ballistic missile tests, 3 alone in this just past month, George.
Yeah, including one last night. Okay, Rachel, thanks very much.
President Trump may rekindle his friendship with North Korea's Kim Jong-un later this year. The president said Wednesday that he'd like to meet again with the country's leader as U.S. forces wrapped up joint military exercise.
I mean, what do you say to the guy who's like, wow, I can't believe it. We went and waged endless war in the region for plunder and profit, and that was a mistake, which is why I joined the Navy to engage in resource wars for absolutely no reason other than plunder and profit once again. I guess he's salvageable. I just don't know. I don't. Roop Raj asked Haley Stevens about you again. This time she has a different answer.
News all across the country. Now we have you here in your hometown. I want to ask you a question about
Roop, my goat. Don't ask her about me. Roop, come on.
Al-Sayed, and you've made some comments about maybe how he could back away from Hassan Piker a bit. The way Jesse Jackson backed away from Louis Farrakhan, the way Laura Loomer was separated from Donald Trump, or the way Ted Nugent was separated from Mitt Romney. Is it wise for Al-Sayed to separate himself from someone like Hassan Piker?
Well, look, I think Abdul clearly knows what he's doing. You know, he won this election, and, you know, he's running to win for November.
But would you suggest that he separates himself?
And look, our disagreements were aired out during the primary, and, you know, it's okay to not agree with someone on everything. You know, one of his supporters.
Bro, Roop, why are you comparing me to Ted Nugent, man? He's a pedophile. Why are you comparing me to Louis Farrakhan, man? What are we doing, bro? These people, in an effort to lean into a decent example, they end up making like genuinely unfathomable comparisons. Like the idea that I'm like Louis Farrakhan is so wild, dude. Roop, you're my goat. I hate to see you wash like this.
Who's actually a constituent of mine. She supported him in the primary. She kind of came out and said, hey, you know, maybe we back off of this internet personality. Who is he really? And that's probably the right thing. I mean, this is a Michigan moment. And, you know, look, coalitions are changing. The Democratic Party's a big tent. You know, we don't want a trade war with Canada. We want to make sure that people have affordable, accessible health care. We want to lower costs for Michiganders. Mike Rogers is not gonna do that. I'm sorry, he just wants to rubber stamp Trump and gloat about. I don't even know what his plan is. But, you know, we had a really spirited race. You got a lot of energized people, and they're gonna be.
In the past, we had said, Haley Stevens, she's growing on me. But perhaps now we're growing on her. Perhaps now we're growing on her. What gives? Hasanabi comes to her in her dreams now, not Israel.
Rearing and roaring to go to the polls in November.
Have you ever read Hakeem Jeffries' letter as a college student defending Farrakhan? No, but that's awesome that exists. What the? Oh, is what Ryan Grimm was talking about, right? On free speech grounds or whatever. Isn't that what it is? Abdul v. Flog at his fire. Yeah. Yes, I have seen that Van Jones is doing more pro-genocide slop, and I'm a part of it. Okay. I know. Who is Louis Farrakhan? You know what? Don't you worry your white self about things like that. Okay? It's okay. Not everything needs to be discussed all the time. Don't worry about it. Actually, don't worry about it at all. Who cares? Who cares? It's fine. Let's just say Louis Farrakhan walks so Candace Owens can run. But even then, it's not actually an adequate representation of his, albeit very complex worldview, let's just say, because I don't think he would vote for a Republican. Yeah, Farrakhan actually likes black people. Big difference, bro. No, I agree. That's why I said he praised Trump in 2017. I don't know if he's talked much about him since. I remember only that when I was a child, my very Republican parents didn't like him, nor did conservative talk radio. Yes, of course. First of all, Farrakhan has always been considered a Democratic operative by people on the right. And his relationship with the Democrats or influential leaders in the community that are maybe Democrats themselves have also been complex because he commands a lot of attention and wields a lot of influence. It is tough to parse through what he represents, I don't know. I don't want to dive into it. Let's not do Nation of Islam today. Let's not do Nation of Islam today or any other day, really. Let's just not do it. I don't want to get another thread about, I am a fan and forever will be a fan of Malcolm X. Malcolm X is who I admire, who I believe is and was always right. That's all I'm going to say about that story. Let's just move on. Okay? Wrong speaker for the wrong audience. True. You are not wrong, Afro Nooch.
With South Korea. Just days ago on Truth Social, the president said Kim Jong-un was unthreatening. This morning, North Korea fired 10 ballistic missiles into the sea. Ed O'Keefe is at the White House with more. Ed, good morning.
Vlad, good to see you. The president's sudden shift to Asia comes as he bragged about his relationship with Kim Jong-un and said he wants to scale back joint military exercises with longtime ally South Korea because he's, quote, friendly with the North Korean leader.
I know Kim Jong-un very well.
President Trump says he expects to meet with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un again later this year. They've met 3 times before during Trump's first term. He even took this symbolic step into North Korea at the DMZ. But their summits yielded virtually no agreement to scale back North Korea's nuclear program. Since then, experts believe it's only grown. The president on Wednesday revealed how big the U.S. thinks Kim's
Uh-oh. When Donald Trump turns around and says, we got to denuclearize a country, you know what that means. My man, you don't have exactly the best track record with denuclearization by force. You know what I mean? Especially strange to do it to a country with nukes already. So, here's what I'm going to say. Yeah, sure, why not? It's gone so well with Iran. President Trump is pushing aides for a meeting as soon as this fall with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. U.S. officials said, seeking to provide a dramatic diplomatic quest. Now, I have a controversial opinion on this. Controversial for NATO Atlanticists and the NatSec people who want a permanent militant posture all around the world because they're stupid. Now, I said that Trump actually de-escalating and not having any like military expeditions, any sort of U.S. Republic of Korea military exercises in the Korean Peninsula is actually good. And I still stand by that. And there's a couple reasons why I stand by that. And that's because South Korea is basically saying it's good. Now, you won't hear that a lot in Western media. I don't know where I was reading an article earlier, but I think there was a Reuters report. Yeah, China urges South Korea not to take sides, blames U.S. policy for Korea tensions. And you're saying this for no reason? He didn't say anything about denuclearization? What? You didn't finish the clip, bud?
Personal really is.
He has 57 very powerful nuclear weapons.
South Korea's defense minister said it believes the count is even higher, 80 to 120. But Trump this week announced plans to scale back the number of U.S. forces participating in joint military drills with South Korea based on my very good relationship with Kim. As the president keeps focused on foreign relations, there's renewed focus on his work with aide Natalie.
Come on, man. Really? Really? You had to put a Natalie Harp mention in an article that's 1 minute and 30 seconds long, and immediately they had to slam a Natalie Harp mention. God damn it, dude. Lip slop is so powerful. Lip slop is the most powerful mode of propaganda. I swear to God, it's crazier than even like Republic slop. Anyway, I have a, I guess, somewhat unique position on this because I am a firm and committed believer that South Korea and North Korea have the capacity to actually move in the direction of unification, you know, or potentially move in the direction of ending the war. This has been an ongoing effort, both from the South Korean side and the North Korean side as well. Obviously, the economic dynamic or the economic reality has shifted in North Korea's, now I wouldn't say North Korea's favor, but like North Korea has been able to develop tremendously in the last decade or so. So at least they have a little bit more leverage in the process. So they might be moving a little bit differently. Anyway. Dude, sorry, I just saw this. Anything I say on fucking Twitter, the I hate being straight bit is moderately annoying for women and deeply unsettling from a man. And immediately everyone's like, it's I strongly dislike Hassan, but I'm pretty sure he's just being facetious here. He has to keep the gay guys who huff his farts. I guarantee you it's not that deep. That's his negative, horrible aura you're feeling. This is clearly a joke about heterophobia not being real. Your ad is very appropriate. I can't even make a joke, man. I can't even make a goddamn joke without people writing a dissertation about it. Oh my God. Everyone on Twitter is so unbelievably autistic, dude. No. A person that an e-celebrity that I kind of dislike is incapable of humor, laughter, or cracking a joke. I will take everything that they're saying seriously as though they are being 100% sincere. Anyway, getting back to DPRK.
Natalie Harp. Earlier this week, Georgia Democratic Senator John Ossoff, who's running for re-election and is seen as a potential 2028 White House contender, said this.
He wants to build his ballroom and travel with Natalie on their apparently defenseless flying palace.
Trump hit back.
You mean Pee Wee Herman? Pee Wee Herman lookalike?
But during the 2024 campaign, some in Trump's orbit nicknamed the 35-year-old Harp the human printer because she follows the president with a portable printer to print out articles she believes he should read. Trump's been known to call her something else.
The president didn't call her the human printer. He called her my conveyor belt because she was constantly able to feed him the things he wanted.
Axios White House reporter and CBS News contributor Mark Caputo notes Harp also has access to the president's Truth Social account.
Natalie Harp has the closest access.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think Trump is piping. One, because in my headcanon, as I've said over and over again, Trump is a gay man. He only has sex for power. He is a bisexual, or no, he's an asexual biromantic. He is asexual biromantic. And I think that if you were to ask me, is Natalie Harp coming around Trump's nether regions? Like, is she
physically in the premise of Trump's pussy, for example? I would say yes. Not for some sexual reasons, but to change his diaper. That's my assessment. My assessment on this is he's not piping, he's not hitting that, and they are in a non-romantic, well, Natalie might actually have romantic feelings for him because she is a whole ass freak, but anytime she's coming near his nether region, it is for a very specific purpose, and it has nothing to do with sex. In the Situation Room, and what they're doing is just live tweeting Kamala Harris. And what's even funnier is that things have literally not changed. Like, Trump is president now, and this is still all he does. It's kind of wild, man. What a ridiculous world we live in. This guy is the commander of the military, okay? He's the commander in chief. He is in charge of one of the world's largest nuclear arsenals. He did January 6th, and we still elected him back into office. And now he spends most of his time talking about how grass is alive. He's looking at him. She's likely why Jennings got picked. Turns out Scott's little meltdowns over Ossoff saying Trump travels with Natalie were audition tapes. Jennings sends us clips of his media appearances defending Natalie Harp to the White House as he auditions for the press secretary job. Oh, my God. My ops. The Trump-Natalie talking point is just a culture war issue. Conservatives love that Ossoff is talking about it because it gives conservatives something to pretend to be angry about while it keeps Ossoff from talking about policy. No needle move, just endless criticism. Yeah, I mean, I can't stand that conservatives even feel like they have a leg to stand on, like they have any room here to complain. Like, oh, you're using, oh, how dare you say that Natalie Harp is possibly having sex with the president? Like,
say more lies, lying about the Project 2025.
Oh, lying against Project 20.
This Trump slop sells on YouTube just from one liberal channel. New update. Trump's female aide rocks Washington. Major update on Trump's young female aide surges into news. Uh-oh. Trump confronted with question on young female aide. Bombshell. Natalie Harp update stuns the country. Yeah, I got to do this. I got to do lip slop. I have to do lip slop, man. What am I doing? I'm going to keep talking about Natalie. I'm going to keep talking about Natalie Harp. Oh, my God. Savage burn. Everybody knows Donald Trump having booty sex with Natalie Harp. Natalie jumped into a trunk just to be close to him. I know, dude. I know. I know the stories. I've been reading. I've been following the lip slop as well. Natalie Harp is a total freak show. Okay? A complete nutter. Just a totally psychotic individual. Don't know how else to put it. She's out of her dang mind. Okay? She is. Her story starts with, I guess, like her claiming that Donald Trump saved her life with the right to try. That, she had like some kind of unique bone cancer, or she claimed she had some kind of unique bone cancer. And then right to try helped her, right? That she like got the experimental drug that saved her from this otherwise like unfixable bone cancer style disease. Then, where can I find a freak like her for me? Okay, dude, that's crazy. She's like the chick in Obsession. You don't want that kind of smoke. Anyway, so let's continue. So after that life-saving medical intervention, her obsession with Donald Trump grew even further. And she went on One America News, right? She became an anchor on One America News, and she was like aggressively trying to become a part of Donald Trump's inner circle. Yes, Keith Edwards is correct. It literally is the same picture. He saved your life and you're mad that you just want to wipe his diarrhea ass?
Yeah, I am not. And there was an article written about it in the New York Times. Several videos shared with the Times show Miss Harp sprinting across great distance to keep up with Mr. Trump's golf cart as it putters across his course in Scotland. I also am sorry if I was an embarrassment walking the course in Scotland, she wrote in a letter to the president that was viewed by the Times. So this is the other thing. She writes little letters for Donald Trump all the time. The letter goes on to say, I want things to always be right between us. I also know I've been distracted all week, forgetting to eat throughout the days and even forgetting to sleep and only catching a couple hours at a time. The letter concludes, with all my heart, Natalie. And it's so funny because all of these stories, in every single one of these stories, there is always a new photo that I had not seen before. Okay. And all of these photos look more insane than the last. She's always creepily standing by him. She always has that creepy smile. She's always looking at Trump or looking in his direction obsessively. It is actually an insane story. It's like, I know it's lip slop, but it's actually damn good lip slop. I was annoyed that John Ossoff was like, yeah, you're flying around with Natalie. And then everyone was talking about how John Ossoff is the greatest orator of all time and blah, blah, blah. But then most people were like, what the is Natalie? Who is this guy talking about? I'm actually extremely online and I didn't even know it. I did know who John Ossoff was talking about because I'm insane. It turns out she was also responsible for the Obama as being portrayed as monkeys in the AI video. She was the one who retruthed that truth. Okay. She never takes a day off, not even on Sundays. She works out of the Oval Office and she's gotten a regular seat on Marine One. She texts with world leaders on the president's behalf. She stays up late with him drafting social media posts. She rarely speaks on camera, and yet she's never not there, ever present with a wide smile, her eyes fixed on the president. She is Natalie Harp, the 35-year-old West Wing aide who is the utmost gatekeeper to President Trump, a one-woman conduit of information operating entirely outside of the usual chain of command. The public's interest in Ms. Harp exploded after she was revealed last week to be one of the few lucky folks who joined the president inside an airplane catering container to be whisked out of Turkey under the threat of attack by Iran. So she had a higher priority, in Trump's eyes at least, than Marco Rubio did. This week, she became the subject of a political attack line delivered by John Ossoff, the Democratic senator from Georgia, who said the president, he doesn't want to do the job. He wants to build his ballroom and travel with Natalie on their apparently defenseless flying palace gifted by the Emir of Qatar. By the way, I'm going to repeat my statement one more time for all the freaks who think I am, I love John Ossoff. I want to hug and kiss John Ossoff. I want to be in a relationship with John Ossoff where we have sweaty, hot sex all the time. This is not the case. Okay? I'm simply saying that John Ossoff has figured out how to do liberal sloppyism. Okay? Constantly hitting Trump on corruption, constantly hitting Trump, never backing down. This is another one of those incidents where he is so tuned in to the frequency of liberal wine moms that get all of their news and information from MS Now. Like, he is such a blue sky liberal. He is such an MS Now liberal. He is hashtag resistance liberalism 1.0 from 2016. Okay? But liberals love him. I would go so far as to say this. He is like the bizarro universe AOC, where his legislative track record is abysmal, whereas AOC's is fantastic. But on the comm side, he is capable of presenting himself as this like bold anti-Trump fighter, whereas AOC, unfortunately, at times is not. She doesn't come across as like as bold. Like, AOC's strength is her legislative track record, which is as close to unblemished as you can possibly be in American Congress. John Ossoff's legislative track record
is the exact opposite. It is so bad. He does liberal slopulism. However, I lived in a district where Ossoff first ran for Congress, and when he first ran for Congress and nearly won outright in the special election jungle primary, every single one of my high school friends' mothers was flicking their beans to John Ossoff. He's always been this smooth. Yeah. You're asking Hakeem Jeffries with Riz to change his policy, Lamont. Yes. My real dark horse in the Georgia race, if there is to be a senator from Georgia who runs for office, I say go Raphael Warnock, go. Okay? But the Raphael Warnock of 2018, when he was a liberation theologist. Anyway, slopulism plus Obama nostalgia visionary plus electability argument makes him dangerous in the primaries. Not saying he would win, but he can't be underestimated. Yes. Anyway, so he did that little tweak, and one word, that one mere mention of Natalie unleashed a firestorm. Okay. And the senator singling out of Ms. Harp triggered a particularly ferocious response from many corners of Trump world, White House aides, lawmakers on Capitol Hill, conservative influencers, and at least one cabinet member took to the ramparts on X to defend Ms. Harp's honor. There were accusations of sexism from the right, cries of snowflakery from the left. Mr. Trump deflected when a reporter from CNN asked him about Mr. Ossoff's comments, but a social media account run by the administration then attacked the reporter in unusually personal terms, invoking her children. But the furor intensified. Okay. However, this is also, while the furor intensified, I think there was a good reason for why the media decided there was blood in the water and went on a feeding frenzy. And we found out some insane things about Miss Harp in the process. She collects a taxpayer-funded salary of $150,000. Her double-barreled title is special assistant to the president and executive assistant to the president. At work, she can be a bit of a loner, even in his West Wing, in which loyalty to the president seems to know no bounds. Miss Harp's displays of devotion have unnerved some of her colleagues. I'll give you some examples. Natalie Harp was not allowed to have permanent residence in Mar-a-Lago. So I believe at some point, let me see if I can find it here. Is it in this article? Like she has ran behind she has run into Donald Trump's car and put herself in the trunk. She stayed not in Mar-a-Lago, in Bedminster. She stayed in the women's locker room. She slept in the women's locker room in Bedminster. It's not in this article. God damn it. Her unlimited fealty and devotion knows no bounds. It was in the MS Now article. Sorry. Okay. She also worked in the White House without security clearance for a year. Her lack of security clearance is one of the several red flags raised about Harp internally by Trump's top aides. Anyway, there's also her brother, her family have all kind of like disowned her a little bit, or not her entire family, but her family have been, her brother is like some socialist stoner guy who lives in Latin America. And he also called her out as well. CNN broke the trunk story. Meet Natalie Harp, the aide so close to Trump, she once rode in an SUV trunk to accompany him. But we will carry on with this story with my next guest. We have a special guest in the building. Okay. Her name is Madeleine Somerville. You might recognize her from the Will Cain interview that she conducted, where she talked to Will Cain and even defended me, but then she turned around and apologized for it. So we brought her in the building, and we're gonna have a hopefully productive and interesting conversation. Hello. You can come right in. Oh, thank you. We're live already. I'm trying to see which microphone is which. Okay, this is the right one. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
Hi.
you. Hi.
So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for having me. This is for Kaya.
Okay. Oh, thank you so
and then
much.
those are for you. I got some.
Okay, hell yeah. All right. All right. So we are currently in the process of covering the Natalie Harp story, and I thought maybe you can have some insight into this as well. Are you familiar with what's been going on with Natalie Harp?
I am.
Okay. Oh, also let's bring this closer to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
That, and then that's. I think you're in the frame, right? Yeah, you're perfectly in the frame. All right, we're perfectly in the frame. Okay. So yeah, I've been looking into this Natalie Harp story, and I'm interested to hear what your perspective is. She is a little bit of a kook, it seems.
Yeah.
And it's taken up the MSNBC, MS Now world by storm. This is what
so dumb.
This is what they're hyper focusing on, which is fine. I mean, it's an interesting story because she is actually strange. Guys, stop saying it. Give her water. She has her beverage right here.
Oh, that's so nice. Your fans are the nicest.
No, they're not. They're
yes, they
awful.
are. You're wonderful.
They're awful monsters. Don't
They're
even
wonderful.
Don't acknowledge them. Don't. They're terrible.
They were so nice to me.
Yeah. Also, wait. Introduce your guest. I already did. Madeline Somerville. Madeline, how would you describe your experience and your background to our audience?
Yeah. So, hi. I'm a lawyer. I was a trial attorney for like 7 years, and then, but when I was in law school, I mostly did child welfare and child policy. But at the time, when I was in school, I was dating a guy with 2 kids and no job, so I needed to get a job that was going to pay me more than a public interest salary. So I was a trial attorney, and then once I didn't have to provide for a whole family anymore, I decided to go back to politics. I worked as a speechwriter for the Senate Democratic Caucus in Georgia. And I wanted to rip my hair out the entire time I was there because I was begging them constantly. What does my camera? Right here.
Yeah, that's your camera.
Yeah, right there. Hi. I was begging them constantly to listen to me, and nobody did. Because I had my own strategy, and I'm happy to talk about that because I think that you and I agree on a lot of how the Democratic Party should have been handling these things, and they didn't. And then after that, the Trump trial came to Georgia. And my business is called, because I'm a jury consultant as well, it's called Georgia Trial Consulting, and it's just got really good SEO. So news stations started calling me to ask about what kind of jury would be good for the Trump trial. And I wanted to kind of scoot into politics. And one of my best friends was a reporter for in Minneapolis when George Floyd happened. So she just hooked me up with some local stations, and it just went from there. So I don't work for anybody. I'm just a lady that lives in Atlanta, and I like genuinely care about people understanding the truth, sincerely care about it. And I'm just obsessed with, like, when I was writing speeches, I Googled how to deprogram a cult. Like I was just obsessed with figuring out how this happened, because it's really the same thing as a jury consultant does. You know, like it's persuasive language. It's a one-way conversation that you're having. And I just really wanted to try to reach people that they weren't reaching. So yeah, that's me.
All right, perfect. So question for you right off the rip. So let's talk about the Natalie Harp situation. So let me wrap it up first, and then we'll talk about some of the media hits that I saw you do, talking about Abdul Al-Sayed, talking about myself with Will Kane as well.
Sure.
But yeah, what do you think is going on with this Natalie Harp situation? Do you think, because my speculation is, I'll just, right off rip, I'll tell you what I think. I think Trump is asexual, biromantic. He does not have sex for personal pleasure. I think he has sex for power in the same way that, rapists do. And he is.
Sure, that's right.
Yeah, he is a at least like court ordained rapist as well. So
yep.
I don't have a problem saying that.
Adjudicated as such.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's what I think when I think of Donald Trump. So I don't think he's like having sex with Natalie Harp, even though some people are speculating that.
Yeah.
I think she is picking up his diapers, I think. Like diaper cleaner, human printer. That's what she's been called.
Yep. I think that was when Maggie Haberman said that she was sort of his binky, I think that was her clue to telling us that she was cleaning up his diapers. I think that was like a linguistic kind of suggestion.
Yeah.
Like baby language.
That makes a lot of sense. That
yeah.
makes a lot of sense to me as well.
Yeah, I take that I took that seriously. But yeah, I think look, he's a serious narcissist. He has like a classic type narcissistic personality, and it makes sense that somebody would attach to him like that. That's a young girl who probably has, I don't know if she has daddy issues or not. It's not for me to say, but you know, it's easy for somebody to fall into that and to write notes like "you're all that matters to me" when you get trapped by a narcissist. And honestly, so John Ossoff's one of my senators. I love Warnock. If that tells you anything, but John Ossoff's comment about her, I really don't think was that bad. He was talking about it in the context of like he's going off and enjoying himself, and she is called the printer, right? As you said, because she prints off stories that make him feel good about himself and hands it to him. So I think that
I think he should have. I think John Ossoff could have come out and been like, "Oh, you're piping Natalie," and I still wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Because the reality of the matter is, and maybe you'll agree with me on this, I think that there is an unbelievable double standard that is not only demanded by the Republican side of media, but then also on top of that, this double standard is carried by liberal outlets as well, where like there was a lot of defense of Biden's senility by mainstream outlets, and I think this like tarnished their credibility or what remains of it. But by and large, I think like liberal media was far more critical of Biden overall, with some notable exceptions like I just mentioned, than Donald Trump at this point. And I know this sounds strange because they cover Donald Trump all the time, but Donald Trump is a perverse force that is unlike anything else that we've ever experienced, because it's not that he's just corrupt as you know other presidents have been to a certain degree. Like this is a level of corruption that we've never seen before, and I even repeatedly say it's the type of flagrant corruption and abuse of power that you don't even see in authoritarian governments. Like you don't even see this with like Vladimir Putin or Erdogan. Because like at least they still try to hide their assets. They try to hide their wealth. They try to spread it around their friends and family. And they don't just like run around being like, I'm taking all of this money and I'm giving it to my son. Donald Trump does do that. And it's remarkable that his you know, cult at this point, it's nothing else but a cult, still continuously shows him unbelievable levels of admiration, support. It's remarkable. It's sad, but I do think that the media has really dropped the ball and focuses on idiotic things, silly things, or at least, as I like to say, allows the Republicans and Twitter to be its news desk editor.
Yeah.
And this is a real issue.
Yeah. Which is funny because they do the exact opposite when it comes to persuading people of things. Like their focus every day on the media is very different than what the DNC ends up focusing on their, like it's so inconsistent.
Yeah. And I find it very frustrating because like a big part of what I do is obviously media criticism.
Yeah.
A big part of what I do is also identifying misinformation, disinformation campaigns and like addressing it. And I actively try to de-radicalize people. So this is like media analysis is a big part of what I do. So when I talk about this stuff, it's not just like I'm being critical because now I'm in the crosshairs or anything. I've just always been critical of what the media is doing. But yeah, I think like the Natalie Harp story is fine. I just really despise when Republicans get to cry bully as though we haven't been around for the last 10 years of Trumpism in this country.
Like no one cares that Trump's immediate response was, "Oh, you mean Pee Wee Herman?" Like nobody talks about that anymore. That he gives like schoolyard bully nicknames to people because as Steve Bannon said, he has flooded the zone. So it's just hard to focus on one thing. And obviously the media is going to focus on the thing that they think is going to get the most clicks and the most hits rather than the thing that's actually going to satisfy their audience long term, right? Which is seeing the bigger picture. And if they help them piece together a story that will allow people to make sense of reality by helping them piece together the bigger picture, that will be ultimately satisfying in the long run, but they have no patience. So it's just whatever. And I think you're right. I think they play along with whatever's on X, which again is funny because none of their actual persuasive strategies attack any of the Republicans' talking points. And what's funny about what you said too about the corruption piece is that the fact that he does it out in the open is like a point that the Republicans use to say, well, at least he's transparent about it. And Trump does that. Like he'll flip it on its head, like with the ship that's traveling home today. When the reporter said, don't you think they've been out long enough? He's like, actually, I think they haven't been out long enough. He'll take that and he'll like flip it the other direction because it's very linguistically manipulative.
Yeah, no, he's very good. He's very clever at playing the media game. That's why he was able to dismantle the establishment of the Republican Party and really feed into the unlimited appetite that mainstream media had in terms of like drama. And he gave them everything they ever could have wanted.
Yep.
And that's part of the reason why he won in 2016. And then he was able to do it again. But one thing that you mentioned that I actually 100% agree with that I find really interesting is Republicans set up narrative devices ahead of time for some of their most odious policies, some of their
100%.
most like toxic, most damaging, sometimes often violent policies. They never stop campaigning. They campaign year round on issues, specifically issues that they oftentimes will go back to the drawing board on and like recalculate their sloganeering around.
Yeah.
One example that I always point to is the clever ways in which they attempted to make transphobia a salient issue in 2016, failed to do so with the bathroom bills in North Carolina, so much so that Donald Trump himself came back and said, you got to drop this. This is ridiculous. Caitlyn Jenner can pee in any bathroom she wants to as long as it's in Trump Tower.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, Trump was openly pro-trans.
Yeah.
Trump was running as openly pro-trans, and this actually played a role in people's perception of him, where they were like, oh, he's a heterodox thinker. He's a bit of a moderate, as a matter of fact.
Like he was fine with abortion.
Yeah.
Right. Like, yeah.
So what's interesting about that is that when the trans issue failed at that point, they Republican think tanks went back and they strategized and they focus grouped and focus tested their message. And they found that if they tie transphobic or trans panic to children and also sports, that they could have a far more successful message. And that's how we arrive at transgender athletes in children's sports as like a primary vehicle for Republican campaigning. Democrats have no response to it whatsoever. And Democrats don't even do anything as far as like go on the offensive with their policies, which the Republicans would inevitably have to
That's exactly what I meant.
fight back against.
Because there's ways to do it that would be so effective that like when I was working as a speechwriter, I begged them to do, because I knew that the state senators, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
I knew that the state senators were just preaching to the choir, right? They're standing in front of each other and they're already going to vote however they're going to vote. So who you're really talking to is the media. And the whole point is to try to get the majority, because we live in a minority, like the state where the Democrats are the minority. And so we can't do anything. We don't have any power until a Republican leaves office. So my goal was to get a headline. Right. The goal was to have somebody stand up there and say something that forces Mrs. Jones, who lives in a Republican district, who votes Republican, to say, hey, I didn't know that this guy was doing that. Is that what he's doing? And then you call and say something. Right. That's how you make. That was the only thing that I could think of to try to turn things around. And they wouldn't do it. I had such a good idea. It was, Raffensperger, like the whole issue with him.
Yeah.
So they were trying to kick him off of the election board. And I had the idea of, rather than everybody getting up and telling a story about how their sister's cousin's brother voted one time, right? Come up there and just each person that goes up there, 6 senators, just say, we refuse to punish people for telling the truth. Next person. We refuse to punish people for telling the truth. Next person, right? Rather than standing up there and saying a bunch of nonsense, because then what can the newspaper write? It's one headline. It's one sentence. Right? That's all they can take. And the message gets sent home. And they told me they didn't want to do it because they were afraid of pissing people off. And so I lost my shit. And actually, I'd love to tell you the piece that I think really caused the shift into the DSA, because I think I saw it on the local level and I really wanted your opinion on it. We could talk about it later, but I definitely wanted to ask you about it because it felt like it was the first glimpse that I got. Yeah. So obviously there's a lot of momentum on the side of the Democratic Socialists of America. It's a grassroots movement. I think it's activating a nascent base that's always existed at the heart of the Democratic Party of people who have never actually like self-identified as socialists necessarily, but actually identify with a lot of these values, a lot of these policies. And I think it's even more captivating for the broader base of Democrats in the country, especially if you go down to like issue specific, like policy specific things like Medicare for all. It's a 90-10 issue in the base, right? And it's got cross-party interest as well. Another one is, of course, Israel and demanding accountability over Israel genocide. It's apartheid and refusing to send tax dollars to Israel. This is a very, very popular issue, but due to the unbelievable amount of corporate interest with Medicare for all and the interests of the Israeli lobby, AIPAC, and all these other subsidiaries, Democrats look at yet another 90-10 issue and refuse to endorse it, refuse to recognize it, and are actively and are actively trying to find a way to message around it. Hassan reaction is one of the best ones in the React channel.
Welcome back. This is the final installment of the Lost Episode series. I'm Adam Friedland. This is the Adam Friedland Show. Next week... What's that? Do you feel that, guys? Did you feel... I think that we're having an earthquake. Oh, my word. I think we're having an earthquake. Guess what? It may feel like an earthquake, but it's not. It's season 3 of the Adam Friedland Show, which is coming out next Wednesday. Guys, give it up for that. We have pre-recorded probably 12 episodes so far. There are a lot more coming. Guys, it's going to be really funny. It's going to be really good. The first episode is my favorite, maybe my favorite episode I've ever done. I really hope you enjoy it. The guest this week is Ann Coulter. She says some fucking terrible things in it. Oh, also, you can see me in Denver. Comedy Works, and the following month I will be at Town Hall for the New York Comedy Festival. Go to adamfreeland.show for tickets. Guys, enjoy our episode with Ann Coulter. It's a wild one. Season 3 next week! Big yes! Ladies and gentlemen, legendary media personality, Ann Coulter, everyone. Give it up for her. Let's make some noise. 800 tourists from Times Square. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me,
I'm really
Adam.
excited. I told some of my friends, the smart ones, and they were saying this is going to be like the Buckley Baldwin of 2025.
Excellent.
I think we talked on the phone last night.
Yes.
That was charming.
Yeah, no, we're going to be hanging out.
You're like my first white friend ever, probably.
Excuse me.
No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, all my friends are Jewish. What are you talking about? Okay, 2 things. One is I'd always known you as a media personality. My assumption was always that you were like a poshie. You were like a Connecticut-style, like equestrian kind of poshie. And I was surprised to find out that, like, you know, your father was an Irish cop.
No, he wasn't.
I believe he was, and I believe you were the first in your family to learn how to read.
And the first to have shoes. No, my father was not an Irish cop. He's not even fully...
He was an FBI agent.
He was a corporate lawyer on Park Avenue.
So where
yes,
where
for
am I getting
a
this
few
from?
years after law school, it was like having a clerkship. You'd go straight and do... You had to be a lawyer to be an FBI agent back then. You don't know. So for a few years, he was a red hunter with the FBI, but he was a lawyer. He was a corporate lawyer at 300 Park Avenue.
Sounds like an Irish cop to me.
I mean, Irish cops are great. It just isn't what he was.
So he's a red hunter.
He was briefly. Yeah, he worked on some of Joe McCarthy's cases.
Did he know Roy Cohn?
Apparently, but not very well because he was a young pup.
He was a young pup?
Yeah, I mean, he was just gotten out of law school.
Sounds like a gay slang. We got
You've
young
never
pu-
heard the
You
expression
have young pups,
pup?
you have otters, you have...
Okay, I no longer think you
a
are
young pup,
a
what are you talking
wordsmith.
about?
It's just a common expression, a young pup.
A young pup? Yeah, maybe from freaking Connecticut. Maybe that's a Connecticut thing.
Am I going to be getting that this whole show?
What's wrong? You should be proud.
Anything I
Being
say.
rich is
Okay,
good.
but not everything is a Connecticut thing.
Rich is great compared to the alternative. The alternative is dreck.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Being poor sucks.
Oh, totally.
So you moved to Connecticut on a cop salary. Was he dirty? Was your dad, was he dirty? Did he ever run into that guy Serpico? Wait, you were born in New York City.
Yeah, but grew up in New Canaan.
Okay, and so that's like a New York tri-state area kind of, yeah.
Everybody's, it's funny, it's a little like the Upper East Side, which is to say during the day, all of the husbands leave New Canaan. They all leave the Upper East Side. You see all ladies with their kids.
Blah, 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 right? Yeah.
No, I mean, it's a very safe environment, much like the Upper East Side until de Blasio and now.
Do you think that like Martha Stewart was like kind of the most elite of those Connecticut ladies? She like turned staying in Connecticut while the guys in New York City into like a $billion brand? Am I wrong?
I don't know. I just know she supported Bill Clinton, so I'm not a fan.
You're not a fan of Martha Stewart because you're kind of lib. That's kind of lib. No. You know how I heard someone recently after Ozzy Osbourne died, they were like, but he was a Zionist. I'm like, he was on drugs. Who cares? What do you think?
That's indicative in her case of being part of the fancy crew and just, I don't know, like Reese Witherspoon and thank you, Paltrow, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Whoop.
You know, that whole people I don't care about.
So you don't like the elites.
Correct.
You're a woman of the people.
That's totally
Yes,
right.
you are.
You know, because my father was an Irish cop, apparently.
Your dad was on the beat. He had a billy club. He was in the 5 Points. It's good. You guys became cops. We became Hollywood. The Itralians became criminals. You know, like, it was a good time back in the. You know that the Lower East Side was its own congressional district? Isn't that crazy? It was the most densely populated place in the world. Turn of the 20th century.
You know, well, I know it was a lot of poor people, and now it's very shishi.
It was us. It was your guys were there too. You're not half Irish?
I'm a quarter Irish.
Oh my God, you're ashamed.
My father. No, I'm just.
You're ashamed of your Irish lineage.
No, I was worried we might be going back to my father being an Irish cop, which would have made me half Irish, but he wasn't even fully Irish.
Okay, so he was half Irish, and he was like, what was the other half?
Dutch. I dedicated one of my books to my ancestor, Effie van Verik.
Anne Frank. Yeah.
Effie van Verik. And Varick Street comes from that Varick family.
Oh, like old New York.
That's going back to the Revolutionary War. So I had a lot of Dutch relatives in New York. Yeah. When they scammed the Indians out of it, ha ha ha. And then British Isles. Yeah. Oh, and a little German.
Do you have Catholic blood? Are you half blood? Are you half green, half orange? Are you half green, half orange? You're mostly
that
orange.
I don't know, but
was your dad Catholic?
His mother was Catholic, his father was Presbyterian, and all of my other ancestors were Presbyterian.
Okay, what's Presbyterian like? Just
Christian.
Do they? Is it like are the songs good?
Songs are great.
Do they do Amazing Grace?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I love that song. Zach, how much do we love that song?
Real church songs are fabulous. I hate the modern Christian churches that do, the rock and roll up at the top.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing Grace, well, you must know this. It was written by a
British
slave trader.
I thought it was a British pastor.
It is a British slave trader. He was really big. The boat got in a storm. Uh-huh. He realized he was going to die, and he blamed himself for being a slave trader, and swore to God, I will serve you. I will give up the slave trading.
At the last
just
second?
save my life. No, he lived, and he wrote Amazing Grace because he was saved.
Wow. So it wasn't the Jews doing that. Farrakhan's wrong? I can't believe it. I thought why would Farrakhan? So you're a deadhead growing up?
Yes.
How many shows you been to?
You know,
And stop, just be real.
I'm very embarrassed by this, but you know, it was a big thing with deadheads. Well, there are a lot of big things with deadheads, like keeping lists of the songs they played at concerts, but one was to keep your tickets. And so one time, I'm very tidy, and I'm going through my apartment, and I found a drawer that's just full of all these dead tickets, and I thought, what am I doing this for? And I just swept them all out, and then Jerry died, and I realized, oh, that's why we kept the ticket stubs, so we could count up how many shows we've been. So I didn't know. I checked with a few friends. At the time, I figured it was above 60.
Above 60. So you were like, you did LSD, marijuana, stuff like that?
Never took drugs.
You were there at that?
I liked the music, not in the 70s.
You like deedle, deedle, deedle,
kindergarten.
deedle? 3 hours of deedle, deedle, deedle? Just no drugs?
No drugs. By the time I started following them, no, they were very melodic. I still
80s?
listen to Dead. I love them.
80s Dead.
Yeah,
90s?
yeah.
Early 90s, they were at their peak.
Yeah,
Before Jerry died.
they were very melodic. Nobody liked space. We'd go out and get wine or a beer or something when they do the space music.
Oh, you'd have champagne?
Depends where we were.
That's so you. That is so you. So was your family conservative, or did you have like a conservative awakening?
Well, I guess a little of both. But yeah, no, I grew up in a very conservative family, and I think the important point is, because sometimes kids, you know, get to college, rebel against their parents, is we talked about politics all the time. So we'd have, I mean, as I do today with my friends, we have arguments, you know, along the edges. I suppose I argue with my friends all the time, but basic values, basic conservatism, it kind of makes it easier to argue because you can draw analogies more easily.
Yeah, I mean, my family was like that too. But like, you were just like, good point, Dad.
No.
I just was telling them that they're idiots. I still do. I'm like, did you copied their politics, or you emulated their
No,
politics?
I'm saying we argued about politics, as I do with my conservative friends today.
So they're more moderate.
So that gives you no. Well, here, this will give you an example. My parents' big disagreement. Actually, my father, when they were dating, had to talk my mother out of the value of the Tennessee Valley Authority. She had grown up in Kentucky, so thought it was great. And father, much more libertarian. That's part of the Dutch ancestry, by the way. The Dutch are very libertarian. So father is against, or was, they both passed away, was against zoning laws, and mother wanted to preserve the beauty of the community. And I'm totally with mother on that side.
So the argument was the New Deal? That's how your parents hooked up?
They had it.
That's how they flirted?
They discussed it on a date.
They flirted
because
about
he used to always roll his eyes and say, yeah, she likes the TVA.
That's so Connecticut. That's so Connecticut. Wow. That's like, what, yeah, I guess, how did my parents meet each other?
That's not how they met.
He wasn't just railing against old Franklin Delano Roosevelt?
No, she didn't like FDR.
She didn't like him.
I don't have a single ancestor who voted for FDR, and I'm very proud of that.
Who were they voting for? Reichsfuhrer Adolf Hitler?
Not if you're familiar with American history, but it was a Republican who led the effort to destroy the Nazi war machine.
Charles Lindbergh? I want to get back to you. You go to an Ivy League.
Oh, I'm so boring. Let's move on from me.
No, you're not. You're not. You're very impressive.
You're going to keep throwing out crazy stuff. Okay. I'll dispute it. I have a very boring life.
No, you're not. You're very impressive. Like, to me, you have the resume of someone that could have been, I mean, you're the president of the Federalist Society at University of Michigan Law School. You went to Ivy League undergrad. You were a clerk on.
That was a while ago.
You're a federal.
I've sort of collapsed since then.
Wait, you're bad at
I'm
school now? No. I mean, we all are. I don't even know how to read anymore. Did you conceive of like? Did you want to be a Supreme Court justice or like an attorney? You could have been big. You could have been big in the law. I feel like. You could have been writing these goddamn torture memos with Alberto Gonzalez.
Well, that would have been fun. Well, he did not do a very good job. I would correct him on that. No, what I'm doing now is way, way, way better. I worked briefly at a law firm in New York and then for a public interest law firm, and I clerked for a judge.
And you're a Senate Judiciary.
And yeah. And law school was fun, and law review was fun because you get to examine a particular legal issue and get to know it. It's really great. Actually, practicing law is mind-numbingly boring. And even the interesting cases, we took at the pro bono law firm. We were the only law firm taking genuine First Amendment cases. Free speech has been a big issue for a long time, and genuine civil rights cases. Because most of First Amendment law and civil rights law, it's settled. So nobody's going to go to a big law firm in New York to argue a constitutional issue. Well, we were arguing constitutional issues and taking them to the Supreme Court. So that was kind of fun. But even doing that, you get one case and you're stuck with it. So you're repeating the same facts over and over and over again. Now I can look for something interesting going on in law, look it up, write one column about it, move on.
Yeah.
That's fun.
You went 94, contract with America, to the Senate Judiciary Committee, right? Is that right? Did you chill with Newt? Was he cool?
I was not a fan.
Have you seen Callista's Instagram?
No, I have not.
Oh my God.
I'm too busy reading John Rock.
You gotta see these pics. I mean, she like does these face filters. She looks like an American Girl doll. And they're like in Italy. He's like in Callista and Newt. They like vacation.
Well, I'm glad Trump got him out of the country.
He can't. Where's Newt at these days? He's done?
You just told me he's in Italy.
Well, vacation.
Oh.
Where he lives in Abu Ghraib prison?
No, I was hoping he had been given an ambassadorship or something.
Oh yeah, he should, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna ask next, but you kind of answered it. Like the impetus behind like switching to a media career.
Wasn't
that you were bored.
Okay, I really want to move off Anne, but I will tell you.
It's an interview. What the fuck are we supposed to talk about?
But I'm not that interesting.
Yeah, you are. Actually, to me, you are.
I never talk about moi. I talk about issues, stuff going on in the world.
Welcome to Gitmo. We're going to find bin Laden. You're going to tell me where the hell he is.
No, I never tried to go into media. I have no interest in media. I was working for the Senate Judiciary Committee, as you say. It was after the '94 election, first time Republicans took Congress in 40 years.
They crushed that one.
I happened to be out at Vail skiing thinking, oh my gosh, they're going to blow it, these idiot Republicans. They're just going to have, moderate Republican staffers go to all these new, totally right-wing senator staffs we had. And I thought, if things are ever going to change, people like me have to volunteer to work for the new right wing, because not only did it become Republican, but oh my gosh, there were so many hardcore right wingers who came in. That was a great year. So I applied and I got there, but I didn't like Washington. I really, really missed New York. I wanted to be in New York. I love New York. It's the greatest city in the world. Could do with fewer homeless drug addicts pushing people in front of subways, but greatest city in the world.
It's New York. I mean, that's
No, we had 20 years of peace and prosperity under Republican mayors.
There was hobos then.
No, there weren't.
Yes, there were.
There absolutely were not.
There's always been hobos. When you moved here, do you remember?
Were you in a coma for all of the Giuliani and Bloomberg years? No, there weren't.
I have not been in a coma.
It was absolutely
What do you
sick.
think about this Ken Bone situation?
No idea what you're
He's
talking
the
about.
fat guy with the red sweater at the town hall for Trump and Hillary. I got to show you a pic of this guy.
Nope, it sounds great.
And stop being such a snob, okay? Connecticut with your horse.
I told you it sounds great.
No. Okay. So yeah.
So I'm stuck in Washington. I miss New York. MSNBC came along. They invited me to be on. I didn't even own a TV. I didn't want to be on TV, but I wanted flights to New York. So I was on MSNBC their very first day, and for I don't know, year and a half, 2 years, I'd fly up every few. Senate was in recess for like all of the year because it was 1996 presidential election year. So I kept coming up to New York. And that's kind of how it started. But I mean, they kept firing me, and I kept saying, okay, fine, I'll just go back to practicing law. And then Human Events came to me and asked me to be their legal columnist. And then Regnery came to me and said, hey, you've been writing a lot about Clinton. Why don't you write a book on this? And I wrote my first smash bestseller.
Yeah.
But I never
Are you a big
applied.
You're a Woody Allen fan? Crimes of it was the movie, right?
It's also a line from the Constitution.
I don't know what the hell is. Of course, I know. But that's interesting because that's the first time I became aware of you. It was a smash hit, and you became like you were the person that would go on the politically incorrect.
That was fun.
And I was telling you on the phone yesterday, you were shocking. Like my parents were like liberal boomer Jewish parents were like, but she has long hair. Why is she saying these things? What's interesting to me is that your first #1 hit, right? Banger, and foray into like being a firebrand conservative personality was kind of like advocating for a young woman against like a powerful man. Mm-hmm. Which is like, that was right wing. Right?
Yes.
It was so topsy-turvy at the time because in retrospect, like I remember the way they talked about Monica, and they'd be like, she's fat, she's got cum on her dress, and in retrospect, like she was 20.
She wasn't the one I was fighting for, but I did feel sorry for her.
Paula Jones. Yeah,
she was the one who was really, well, that's because you have been fooled by the feminist movement who pretend they're for powerless people against, powerful men. No, they write all these laws making everything illegal, and then they only apply them to Republicans. So for example, the reason I knew a lot about this is among the cases my law firm was saying at the time was defending men, professors often, on First Amendment grounds, who had been accused of sexual harassment for something they said in their lecture class. I remember one in particular, it doesn't really matter. But
what did he say?
He said, he was describing what a simile is, and said, a simile is the belly dancer's belly moves like Jell-O on a plate on a vibrator. I think that's what he said. But there are 200 people in the class. He's not sexually harassing you, Missy.
I feel like this is like Keith Richards talking about like lead belly or like these are your influences. Like oh yeah.
But because of that, I knew a lot of what the sexual harassment law was, and it was utterly, preposterously ridiculous. There was one guy. This was found to be. In a hostile environment, a single act. That was a big thing the feminists kept arguing, that no, you can't have a hostile environment with a single act. There were 1 million single act sexual harassment cases, including one of a boss who had a vacation picture of his wife in a bikini on his desk at work. And some woman brought a lawsuit saying that's a hostile environment. I don't want to see your wife in a bikini. So the cases had gone very far in the other direction.
Yeah.
Here was I mean, you were never allowed to drop your pants and say kiss it. It's not like we needed the feminists to tell us that, but that's what Clinton did
actually.
too.
I didn't
oh, you
know.
needed that one, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, it's a good thing I was out
Gloria
there.
Steinem told me that, yeah.
No. In Clinton, she said you get 1 free grope.
They really didn't show up for Monica.
She said you get 1 free grope because when he dropped his pants and said kiss it to Monica, he took no for an answer.
But I mean, I guess like it's like. You're trying to say that you were like fighting free speech cases against feminists, but like, in essence, in the public forum, you were advocating for
Paula Jones. She
Paula
was absolutely
Jones
demonized.
Yes, and in essence, that is like in a 2025 context, that sounds not. It doesn't sound like a conservative punditry. It sounds more like a kind of, I don't know, like a second wave feminist.
No. You're confusing.
I'm making an accusation.
A real abuse of power.
Sure.
With a lot of the BS cases. I think some of the original Me Too cases were. I mean, I haven't studied them carefully, but I think some of the first ones, yeah, that was real, that was bad, and then I think you got a lot of Johnny-come-latelys, and I don't believe them at all. Some other ones. This is extremely politically incorrect. I mean, I knew about the Epstein case apparently before the New York Times or anyone on TV did. It happened in Palm Beach. It was all over the Palm Beach Post.
You saw him the day before 9/11?
Yeah, I met him then.
I saw you telling that story.
Very weird.
First of all, he pulls up in a limo. It's raining. He said, "Ann Coulter, can I give you a ride?"
And we know someone in common. He named someone I know. And the traffic was moving by 20 miles per hour. And I had to get home because I had an early morning flight, morning of 9/11.
So if it's the day before 9/11, didn't
No. Yes, day before 9/11, yeah.
I mean, didn't him and Israel have like a lot of work to do?
Well, yeah. It's weird he had time for me.
How did he have so much time?
Well, I didn't stay that long.
Oh man, I'm gonna get in trouble for that, Dad. I'm just kidding. Can you imagine missing the email from Israel if you're a Jewish guy going to the World Trade Center?
Yeah, don't go to the World Trade Center.
Gentle reminder, today is 9/11. I wouldn't go in. They'd say something like gentle reminder. Gentle reminder, I don't know if you've checked your calendars, but it's 9/11. We've been planning this. We got 18 Saudi guys. We took them to flight school. They only had to learn how to take off. So we got half off. We got a great deal on the flights. Well, we're just kidding. When you went into media and you became like a media personality, you kind of were the only game in town. It was kind of you and Rush. Am I incorrect in saying that?
Not really, but partially in the sense of, during Politically Incorrect, he had a good run. What was it, like 20 years on ABC?
Bill?
Yeah, and then at the end...
he said that they were brave, Muhammad Atta.
What he said was...
He said that they were really brave.
By the way, he was repeating what Dinesh D'Souza just said, by the way.
That
Dinesh
guy's
said,
smart, yeah.
No. What he said was, to stop calling the terrorists cowards. They weren't cowards. And Bill kind of laughed and said, yeah, no, you're right. They're evil. They weren't cowards. I think the truth of the matter, people were mad at America. Average Americans were kind of mad at Bill for the prior year. Every show was, guys love blowjobs, guys love blowjobs, guys love blowjobs, and people got a little fed up with that.
Why?
And I think that's because what he actually said then. And by the way, I'd defend him, whatever he said.
He's your boy, right?
But anyway, no, I think he's great. It was all conservatives, he said, who were defending him, which I've often heard when people come under attack for free speech. But anyway, they have a party. I did his last show. And they told me they had counted up all the guests, and I was their most frequent guest. Okay, so the reason for that is, I'm going around to why Rush and I would have been, as you say, in a sense, the only game in town.
We're the most famous.
There were 4 seats at Politically Incorrect. One was for a comedian. One was for a wild card. One was for like a Hollywood person. There was only one ideological seat because those people were obviously going to be liberals. There was one seat. We have to have one conservative. But the problem was all these conservatives would come in from Washington talk a good game in the pre-interview and then immediately capitulate in front of the Hollywood audience. Yeah. Whereas I clearly don't mind being booed. So I'd say what I thought, and the show doesn't work if you don't have a conservative taking a conservative point. So I didn't back down, and that's,
so
I
you're
think,
making
part of
my
the
point
reason.
for me, right? Like you were, like, did it feel like this was something new? Because it wasn't like Buckley. It wasn't like a elbow patch, right? Showbiz-wise, you were cooking. You knew that.
Which is funny because I didn't have a TV. I didn't watch TV, which is why I was never nervous on TV. It was just like sitting around talking with my friends.
Yeah.
Probably why I didn't back down.
Well, because it's a stupid idea for a show, right?
What is?
A Hollywood person.
Oh, no, it was great.
I did Piers on Monday, and I was like...
That is not the same show. Do not compare those two.
But it's 4 people talking about some... Like, what are you going to accomplish? Yeah. And
I don't know who was on the show, so I will say you accepted. He gets 4 idiots to yell at one another and yell over one another because apparently that creates viral moments. And actually, I used to think he was a really good interviewer, Piers Morgan, on ITV, but I don't know. It is about the clicks on that show now, and I'm not going to go on a show and have idiots yelling at me.
Well, you could kill them. I killed them. I realized that you just have to interrupt and go like, no, it's not. Piers, here you go again. No, I thought he was a good interviewer. Do you feel like you've gotten your flowers as like kind of an influence on like modern punditry? Because in my mind, it kind of comes from like the way you did it, right? You didn't do it Buckley style. You did it there was a mixture of like you're kicking their ass, and it was hell of a show. You know?
It was fun.
You were good at what you were doing.
I know, it's really, there aren't shows like that anymore.
No,
liberals won't go on with me.
Do you think there are ands?
Well, I don't watch that much TV. I do a lot more of the podcast stuff, and actually, all of my remote controls are, bolted to MSNBC, and that's just crazy people all day.
That's funny.
But liberals won't go on with me. In fact, I was just talking to Bill Maher, and he always tells me liberals won't go on with you. So I suggested to him, in fact, on the way to this studio, I have an idea. Don't tell them I'm going to be on the show.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, there's this guy, Adam Friedland, who's really cool.
That's a good idea, too.
Do you know, so you don't know the new generation of of...
Not much. I mean, I have noticed, the hair and makeup people have noticed, and by the way, great hair and makeup here. There's no hair and makeup.
Zach, can you do her hair, please? He's an intern. Zach.
I'm kidding.
Watch a YouTube video on right-wing makeup. Can you?
Yeah, we'll have a quick.
Great hair and makeup here. What are you talking about? I'm a mentally ill person doing a make-believe Dick Cavett show. And the newspaper says that because I'm literally they have no one else. They're like, this is the future of what do they say about me, Mitch? He's the publicist.
Times and the New Yorker said you're the future of late night.
That's right.
They have no other option.
That's right.
Well, I hear there's an opening at ABC.
No, he's back.
Not for long.
Kimmel?
Have you seen his ratings?
No, I don't look at the ratings. I don't even know.
Well, after all this, everyone was
I don't even know the
noticing.
name of Kimmel's show. Could you tell me?
No.
I know the Tonight Show and Late Night.
I would not know where to find it. I would not know what time
on
it's
ABC
on.
maybe.
But everybody looked up the ratings because he's losing so much money for ABC. I think, like a lot of these things Trump is going after, like all the DEI hires, I think the law firms, I think the universities are all down on their knees saying, thank you, let us get rid of this dead wood. We're so happy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that ABC, I mean, unless it's just...
It's a little cowardly of Trump, right? If it's a low-rated show, it's not really threatening, right?
No, look, leave Trump out of this. It was, I think it's
I
out.
won't.
You won't. Okay, I think he's magnificent now. Hated him his first term. Anyway,
I loved him his first term. I hate him now.
Was absolutely beyond outrageous. Again, for like 20 years, all political violence is either... Actually, it's in my book.
What did he say? But he made fun
of Trump. In my book, Demonic, which is about mobs and left-wing violence. I think that it's demonic. I go through all of the political violence in America, and it's in there, I could say, and that was before, Antifa and BLM, and much less the recent assassinations. All political violence is either a stark raving mad person, or it comes from the left, from anarchists, from socialists, from now Antifa, from BLM.
Well, you're saying never on the right. Is that what you're saying?
Yep. So anyway, every time.
Never one time?
Recently, we've had.
Actually, one time.
I mean, it's a big country, so 200 you'd think there would be, but
country.
I can't think of one. Anyway, every time the left goes out of its way to lie about the transgender, the left-wing politics, they did it with that guy, Jared, what's her name?
What lie about the transgender? What do they say? That there's transgender people, or what do they say?
No, they deny that these mass shooters
are trans.
Yeah, yeah. Read my column from 2 weeks ago. I go through what they say and what the absolute facts are.
I don't know how to read it.
Well, okay, I forgot that. Get Mitchell to read it
so
to you.
You think
it's
that
really good, Mitchell.
So it's transgender people are shooting.
That has been a recent thing.
Yeah.
Let me continue with the topic sentence. We've had nonstop, awful, horrendous, shocking political violence from the left, and every time the New York Times, MSNBC, CNBC, all of them are saying, no, we think this was a right-winger. They did it with the guy who shot Gabby Giffords. The first one he shot out there, for one thing, he was a pothead, he was a lefty, he was an atheist. The first person he shot was a Republican, and he killed the Republican. Gabby gets wounded, so it's supposed to be right-wing violence.
Wait, I'm lost. Wait, okay, trans, then the left wing. Okay, Gabby Giffords was
simple.
Shot by who? A pothead? Well, I'm just sorry. I'm not.
Left-wingers commit shocking violence. Media tell us they're right-wing. I just gave you one of many, many examples.
But people shouldn't kill each other, right? It's not nice.
The point is, it would be really helpful, especially looking at solutions and maybe looking at the media calling anyone they disagree with a Nazi, a fascist, a white supremacist, sexist, a racist. Maybe we could tone that down a bit when all of the shocking violence
don't kill each other
comes from the left, and every time the media says it comes from the right. And that is what Jimmy Kimmel was doing it, and he was doing it. And this is something that is very important for you, a comedian, to know. It is the sneakiest way to propagandize. If you just announced right now,
jokes about politics are funny.
The shooter was right wing. People would would look at that and say, well, he was trans adjacent. His boyfriend was trans. People would say,
it's so complicated. It's
not
too
complicated
much
at all.
these days.
It's way less complicated.
No, I just mean the world is complicated.
Stop mumbling over me.
And I love you. I'm trying. I don't like it. You don't. Someone killed.
I was
that,
just giving you some really good advice on how to propagandize.
I don't do comedy about politics because it's never funny, right?
It doesn't matter. You can propagandize
I talk about my
anything.
penis. I saw my dad's penis growing up.
You can propagandize about your dad's penis. Might really help.
My
him
dad
with the
has the
ladies.
biggest penis in the world.
Okay, you're going to help him. See, that would not work so well. But if you told a joke that was premised on the idea that your dad has a large penis, people sit back and think, if you just say he has the largest penis, they go, oh, it could be true, could be true. I'm going to look at it. But if you tell a joke that assumes that everyone knows he has a large penis, that's how you do the best propaganda. That is what Kimmel did for a monstrous lie that has been imposed on the public for decades now. That's why he should be thrown off the air.
Okay, but like, wasn't the joke that Trump was talked about the ballroom renovation after
no,
they?
No, that wasn't the issue. That was funny for the first time in his life.
But that's what he got in trouble for.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
I thought that's what he said.
Have no idea.
They asked him about Charlie Kirk, and he said, "We're
redoing
the ballroom."
No, MAGA is politicizing this when it was one of their own who shot Charlie Kirk. That's what he said.
No, he said that they were trying to say that it wasn't one of their own. That's
right.
No,
okay, either way you say
it.
They're trying to say it wasn't one of their own. It was one of their own.
Both sides were saying it's not one of their own, right? That's what happens these days.
And there's an answer, Adam.
What?
You can't just, both sides. And some people say Jews are, eat little babies. Some Jews, some say they don't. Who's to say there's no way of figuring out whether you drink the blood of Christian babies? No way of determining it.
If I have stomach issues
as
answers. I would. Okay, but listen. You can't possibly claim that there is
there's an answer?
one side that are killing each other.
We know about this one. No.
My opinion is that both people shouldn't kill each other.
No. Duh.
The Minnesota state senator and her husband got shot at their house, right?
Oh my gosh, you're so brave. You think people shouldn't kill one another? Thank you for that important point, Adam.
Yeah, because I'm nice.
To act like we have no idea.
Yeah.
What Tyler Robinson's motives were.
I'm not saying that.
You just did. Some people say one side, some people say the other. Who's to know?
After Kurt got shot, both sides were trying to blame the other side. That's what I was saying.
But there's an answer. So the side that's
we were waiting for the cops to say it.
We absolutely knew by the time of Kimmel's show on Monday night.
Don't be mad at me. I'm nice.
No, you're not.
Yes,
because it's both sides nonsense.
It's not both sides. I'm saying in general, shouldn't people calm down and stop killing each other?
Good point.
That
hadn't occurred to me.
I think so. It's safer if people aren't killing each other.
Yeah, and since one side is doing all the killing, maybe we should address that.
But that's not true. You know that's not true.
Yes, it is true.
But mathematically, it's not true.
Well, I'm not talking about every murder in the world. I'm talking about political violence.
But the Minnesota state senator, like a couple months ago.
That was absolutely batshit crazy. It's like the guy who shot up Congress.
He was a right wing? I'm just asking.
And by the way, I'll say the same thing on people who are slightly left wing. The Aurora Aurora, Colorado.
That was the Joker.
There was just batshit crazy. I can say that on your show, right?
What?
I'm just kidding.
You can say anything on my show. Anything you want. You're my guest.
There was a Muslim who went into some Jewish center, this was years ago, shot it up. Turns out he was totally schizophrenic. The family is apologizing.
Yeah.
I don't just say it when it's a right wing or therefore it's mental illness.
Sure.
Sometimes it's mental illness, and that happens to be a recent case. Yeah, that guy was crazy.
Tyler was probably there. If you kill someone, you're crazy, right? Like, and I'm not defending the left. And you're projecting onto what I'm saying right now. I hate the Democratic Party. Okay, like seriously, like they're so annoying.
Okay, but it's kind of important, and especially when you have this
you're
propaganda going out saying exactly what the opposite of the truth is. Because, by the way, that is not what the New York Times says. That is not what MSNBC says.
The computer is making people crazy right now, right? People
I just wrote about that too. No,
people are
the
crazier
computer is the
now.
greatest thing that ever happened to
I
humankind.
agree. I agree.
This attack on social media is complete BS.
Okay, I do think
that was this week's column. Would you keep up?
And I don't subscribe to the
AnnCoulter.substack.com.
I don't subscribe to the Daily Show. What I'm really saying is, I think that like what, I was talking to you on the phone last night, right? Mm-hmm. I used to get called like a fucking loser for liking politics, right?
I told you it's a sign of a high IQ.
But nowadays, all the dumb people are starting to do it.
I know.
And that's all I'm saying. Like people like it's become a thing where like people are yelling at the head of the Department of Health and Human Services. I was telling you on the phone last night, all day on the internet for $0, right? And so like by extension, maybe them killing each other is a product of people going fucking nuts, right?
One side's gone a little more nuts than the other.
And beyond that, people had to stay home for 2 years, and they were on their phones the whole time, and they went a little.
Phones are the greatest
so
thing that has ever happened.
Lockdowns.
No, I'm pro social media and the internet and these old fuddy-duddies saying, "Oh, get the kids off their phones, go touch grass."
President Xi, take it away, please. Please come here. I'm pivoting.
It'd be better than our current. Anyway. Okay. What was I going to say? The two things that drove stupid people to care about politics. Number one, the Bill Clinton scandal, because oh my gosh, apparently everybody has an opinion on blowjobs. And number two, Donald Trump, because there are a lot of mentally ill people who just hear his name. And I mean, this is crazy. The most recent thing with the.
How do you think the Bill Clinton, like, how could you have such an antiquated opinion, despite the fact that you're 22 years old? That's an opinion from the freaking 1995.
But also,
listen, the phone has driven people insane.
No, it hasn't.
It
saved people's lives.
We're gonna do a section called Bangers. We're gonna walk you through some of the greatest hits. This is tip of the iceberg.
Oh,
you're an maestro. You're very. After 9/11, you wrote the U.S. should invade Muslim countries and kill their leaders.
And convert them to Christianity.
How?
We did it in South Korea.
Who, Reverend Moon?
No, MacArthur invited them in.
The 9/11 wives were enjoyed their husbands' deaths.
I've never seen people enjoying their husbands' deaths.
Every single my single female friends, that's the thing that they would say. That's a jealous ass girl.
I don't know
thing.
if you. Well, you would remember this. You remember Clinton, but it was these 4 babes from New Jersey who were really getting off on being on TV, and their whole thing was to go on and you can't criticize us because they're widows, and they'd viciously attack everything George Bush was doing. But my point was,
you have pics?
You know, a lot of people are widows from 9/11. How come? How about you don't put widows on if we're not allowed to respond?
You're so mean.
No, I'm not mean.
Okay, you call Muslims ragheads. That's
I want to finish this point.
Derivative.
This is a dirty trick of the left to use human shields to make their arguments. If you want to make the argument against Bush,
Hamas, they say.
Put somebody out there I'm allowed to respond to, and not, oh, but she's a widow, you can't respond.
So they were being mean to Bush.
They were making political points. They were trying to score political points for the Democrats, and we weren't allowed to respond because they were widows. Well, there were a lot of widows.
We got them weapons of mass destruction? So you called Muslims towel heads? That's derivative.
I don't think so.
You said, this is mean. U.S. didn't kill enough Native Americans?
Oh, yeah, that's a recent one.
That's a mean one, Ann.
There was some Indian woman.
They're all like, no one even thinks about them. They all have like diabetes and alcoholism.
Okay, this was a retweet of this Indian chick going on about how her goal was the destruction of the United States of America.
Who, Nikki Haley?
Different Indian.
You said women should lose the right to vote. Uncle Tom ass over here. Do you have female friends?
A few.
Who's your best female friend?
I first said that on Politically Incorrect a million years ago.
That's a banger, though.
There were girls in the audience clapping for me.
No,
not all of them.
You cooked on that one.
I think I've won on that one. That's all over now.
So you don't want to vote?
Well, no, I want the rest of my gender not to vote. I'll give it up if they don't.
You think you're better than the rest of them? You're the best girl?
Duh.
What about Sydney Sweeney?
She's very hot. She could vote. But we can't.
Oh my God.
Sydney and I think she'd agree with me.
Do you know her?
No.
Hit
but
her
I think
up,
she'd
please.
agree with me. But we'd be willing to give up our votes if the rest of our gender does not vote.
Okay, Anne, you said humanity should rip the earth. What are you, Marilyn Manson? Humanity should rip the earth?
You know,
that's great.
If you're going to do my quotes, you gotta get the quote right. Every single one of these quotes is wrong.
What's rip the earth about? You make a hole in it?
I didn't say humanity. I said it's in the Bible. God said, "Here's the earth. Take it. It's yours. Rip the earth."
God said, "Rip it."
I'm paraphrasing, but wherever you got, somebody's got to get a better website because literally every one of those quotes you have wrong.
I got this off of
MediaMatters.com.
Encyclopedia Britannica.
Well, every one of those quotes has been wrong.
You said Mussolini had the right idea. I don't want to tell you artist to artist.
Okay, now we're going into things
I don't
I
want to tell
didn't
you
say
how
at
to
all.
do your job.
But every one of
there
your
was a
quotes
better one to say.
is incorrect.
You should have said the main one. Mussolini is that's like a.
I don't think I've ever even talked about
You try to hit a
Mussolini.
double. You try to hit a double. You could have gone to the.
You know,
home run.
Adam, I've said a lot of stuff that's really outrageous. I don't think you have to make stuff up.
I feel like we're flirting right
I have an idea. Don't make stuff up.
You said Timothy McVeigh should have blown up the New York Times building. I was just.
Okay, I did say that.
They put me in the. They put me in the. They wrote.
Finally, you got a quote right.
They wrote an article about me last week. You would have ruined that for me.
The New York Times.
Yeah, they said that I'm the Noam Chomsky of Generation Alpha or something. I don't know. They said I'm the Martin Luther King of Jews or okay. Oh, the Vivek one. That got famous.
Oh, that was a recent one. Yeah.
You said he's sharp, but you
I
wouldn't vote.
said I don't know where you're getting these quotes. I'll tell you what I said.
It's not a quote. I'm asking you.
I was doing his podcast and. I just thought of it right as he was introducing me because I've been watching the debates. He was in the debates, and I mean, I don't trust him as far as I can throw him, but boy, he was saying things that sounded great that I really agreed with. He is really sharp. Loved having him in the debates, and I said, you know, I think you've been great in the debates. I probably agreed with you more than anyone else, but I wouldn't vote for you for president because you're Indian.
And did he say that hurts my feelings?
No, he waited until he was being interviewed by Ezra Klein for the New York Times.
So
no, we argued
he was
about
like,
it. I
I
agree.
agree.
No. It was we had a very good discussion.
You don't think Indian
was
guy
interesting.
ever be the president in America?
Well, can they wait a few generations? You can't even become a citizen in Switzerland until you've been there for 3 generations.
Well, they pick.
And by the way, yeah,
pick
as
aside
soon as-
Switzerland. Switzerland. Oh, we're neutral.
Okay, as soon as Israel has a non-Jewish president.
They've had non-Israeli presidents. Golda Meir's from Wisconsin.
We've had
BB's from Philly.
We've had non-WASP presidents here,
We've had
although the
2.
country was founded by WASP. That isn't the same thing.
We had Kennedy, that bootlegger's son, and we had old Joseph Robinette Biden.
I know, I always forget about him.
Mr. Magoo.
Because he forgot too.
I felt so bad for him. That debate was so embarrassing for America.
Oh man, that was
in
the
front of
greatest
the
night
rest
of my
of the
life.
world. You liked it?
I loved it.
But I'm a patriot first and foremost. We just look like dumbasses.
Well, we looked like dumbasses having him be our president. The fact that the entire media and the Democratic Party was hiding it from us, maybe they shouldn't have done that. It's horrifying that we had someone.
Behind closed doors, he was Stephen Hawking.
Oh yeah, I know.
Apparently, he was doing math that you've never even heard of.
That's what they always say.
Yeah, but when the sun went down.
They used to. Do you know who Al Gore is?
Yes, I know who Al Gore is.
I feel like I'm talking.
I know more about Al Gore than even you.
I feel like I'm talking to a fetus here.
Do you understand that I'm one of the smartest people you've ever met in your entire life? And one of the most popular guys.
Well, yeah. Of course, I wouldn't have shown up otherwise. Anyway,
from Tennessee.
You know how he's totally stiff and
lock box, yeah.
Yeah. They kept insisting when he was running for president, behind closed doors, he's like a stand-up comedian. He's unbelievable. The jokes really hits his stride in the bathtub. They always do this about Democrats. They said the same thing about Hillary. She seems like a real barrel of monkeys.
How'd you feel when y'all boys stole it?
They
You
didn't
must have
steal
felt amazing. Brooks Brothers riot?
They didn't steal it.
They had guys wearing blazers?
In fact, a year later,
You stole it.
something you
know you stole
apparently
it.
do not know.
9/11.
A media consortium, i.e., not my people, liberals,
Jews.
they spent like 6 months going through all of the ballots
The
in
Chads?
Florida and found out that no matter how they counted the ballots, Bush won.
I cried at school. because you stole the election.
Nobody stole the election.
It wasn't fair. I was in 7th grade and some guy was like,
Oh, I am so with him. Can we get him here?
Can you walk us through cooking up a banger? Like when you're cooking up a big one, like are you in a lair or something? Do you have like a candelabra and like?
It never really gets cooked up. It just
You feel a rush?
I get angry about something, and this is how I talk.
Does it feel good though? You feel like flying?
No, it just seems like talking.
You know when.
No, I mean,
you're good at getting them fucking pissed.
Ask my friends. That's how I talk. In fact, what happened was I was very much censored under the old Twitter leadership because I realized there were so many things I'm about to tweet, and my fingers hovering over, and I thought, oh crap, I don't want to get suspended again. Okay, I'll just email it to my friends.
You should just say that you're on You should just say that you were on Ambien, like Roseanne.
Yeah, that worked. That
Yeah.
saved her show.
That really saved. It was a good show. Wait, so do you ever worry you'll run out? Do you get writer's block? Do you ever worry like if I run out because you don't repeat bits? You're a woman of integrity as an artist, right? Like the only thing left will be that word that you wanted to tweet.
No, it wasn't
That
a word.
ends
It
in
would
the
be a
R.
joke. Nobody says that.
No,
Maybe you do.
I don't say that. I never have. I listen to the song.
Well, that's why I advise young people today, don't listen to rap music.
Oh, you're a rap is crap?
You start singing along to it and suddenly you're canceled.
Listen, if it's all white people there, come on. It's fun. And you've never even listened to Drake?
No, I've listened to a lot of it, but all these young kids start singing along to a rap song and suddenly their college admissions are withdrawn, their faces are all over the internet. So stop listening to rap music, or hip hop as they call it now.
How do you say things like that, but you're only 21 years old?
I know.
I mean, I feel like when I look at like the talent tree that you kind of were you're the genesis of.
Okay, now I like
When I
you
look at
again,
that,
Adam.
when I look at it, I'm like, they don't have the sauce. I'm like, you're kind of like listen, like when I like fucking Laura Loomer or whatever, like I just see like people trying to do you, and I'm like, granted, Laura Loomer is beautiful, okay, she's gorgeous.
Okay,
But
I know
she
you're
doesn't
being
have the
sarcastic.
talent.
She is
She
not
doesn't
an
have-
unpleasant-looking person.
She's not unpleasant.
An unpleasant-looking person.
She looks like she had a bee sting.
I shouldn't have even mentioned this because, of course, you're going to come back. But I'm not endorsing anything he's
Listen,
saying
we
about
love her.
Laura
She's
Loomer's
gorgeous, but she doesn't have the talent that you have in terms of like. You really get you get them going.
That's why they won't appear with me.
Well, the thing is like I feel like there's only one other person that's potentially on your level, and you know who that person is.
Sure.
No, not me.
Oh,
you
no.
know who the person is. In terms of like getting them like crazy, making them go crazy.
You mean on my side or on the other side?
One other talent on yours. I mean, it's a big one.
No, they're playing. I mean,
It's you.
Rufo does.
Not like you.
Oh, I think he does.
It's this one. It's
Tucker?
No, it's number 45 and 47.
Oh, Trump. Oh,
like
yeah.
you are kind of like on, like it's kind of just the two of you in my mind.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like seriously.
No, everything he is going through, younger people don't realize this. You do. Everything they are doing to him, I used to be the one who set that off, so I am totally on his side on the persecution.
But he doesn't get in trouble. He gets away with it every time. You actually do get in trouble.
What do you mean get in trouble? I've had a pretty
Like
good
you get
pretty
fired
good
from
career.
MSNBC and like. Trump gets away with it every time. It's awesome.
I mean, he's not on MSNBC.
Do you think at the end of the day, it's maybe because you're like a woman?
No, I don't think it has hurt me. I've had a pretty good career, Adam. I've had 13 New York Times bestsellers.
I'm not saying you don't have a good career.
Hasn't destroyed me.
I'm not saying you don't have a good career, right? What I'm saying is that like maybe
I haven't been prosecuted like Trump.
Yeah, but he gets away with it every time. It's awesome.
That's not exactly getting away with it.
Teflon Don.
That's not exactly. They put him through hell.
He's the president, though.
Now he is, because they put him through hell.
On a substantive level,
yes.
Is it true that like his immigration policy was kind of inspired by you?
Yeah, he asked for a copy of Adios America.
Uh-huh.
And that whole Mexican thing. I mean, I know you won't.
You wrote Mexican. Do you know him?
Read that book. My publisher didn't want to publish it. The people who were recording my audio book, they were shocked and appalled. And now it's all over Twitter. It came out of Trump's mouth when he came down the escalator. No, our southern neighbors have a little problem with child rape.
Who, in like Mississippi,
Latin
Georgia?
America.
Oh, okay.
No, you will not. Actually, I looked those up. You will not see child rape. It's freakishly rare among white people. It is not in Latin America.
I saw you have a concept that you've developed called the American race, right? Listen, and I'm a pinko, right?
It's not a race.
Is that, you've spoken about that? I saw you speak about that.
I've never spoken about that.
Okay, but it's cultural, right? There's a concept of like
American, yeah.
American.
That's why I say immigrants should wait 3 generations before bossing us around. We're the most successful, freest country in the world. Stop, listen, learn, observe how we do things. Don't, come in and start bossing us around.
Do you think of that as me as first generation?
No. I don't know. Maybe you are.
Do you think I'm dirty immigrant?
Dirty immigrant. No, I don't know what you are, but
please buy my newspaper.
Maybe if I knew more about you, I'd tell you I wouldn't vote for you as president.
I'm Lithuanian Jewish, but
I thought that your parents are from South Africa.
My dipshit ancestors got on the wrong boat. They thought they were going to Ellis Island, and they ended up in Africa. And then my dad got called up to go to Angola for the Civil War, and then I was born in LA. Princess, buy my newspaper. Do you see me? Please, I have to go to the factory.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't think I'd take you for
I lose my arm. I lose my arm machine at the factory. What?
Your kids, no, I think it would have. Yeah, your kids.
You think of me as America, right?
Pardon?
I'm pretty American.
You're pretty American.
I love America.
Look, I'm not trying to throw anyone out. The question with Vivek is.
Thank you.
Yeah, I totally resent J. Paul, what's her name, and Ilhan Omar, people from absolutely failed cultures coming and denouncing our culture. I'm with Trump. Hey, if you're so good at this, why don't you go back to your countries and fix it up?
If you were in the failed culture, would you stay in the failed culture? Or would you go to
I wouldn't go, look, I'm in a successful culture. I would not go to France and start telling them how to do stuff. I would not run for president of France. I would not go on TV and denounce them and tell them that all of their culture is terrible and we have to eliminate it. And
what did she say, Ilhan? What was the...
Oh, it's a daily thing.
She says America stinks. She's like, rock and roll's bad.
Well, hates white people.
She hates hot rods.
Hates white people.
She hates white people? She hasn't said it that way.
I think she has.
She said, I hate white people.
Well, again, that's like a Britannica quote of mine.
But it is impressive, know that like if you come from a poor country and then you are successful, it's kind of impressive.
She's not successsul.
To get into Congress.
No, it's all Somalis voting for her.
Well, yeah, that's the neighborhood.
They should all go.
So they have to go.
All of them. It's absurd that we're bringing in people and not even, I mean, it's far from not even asking them to learn our ways and to acclimate and to assimilate. But no, we're going to have little ghettos of them and they'll speak their own language there. And you have all these Somalis, including Ilhan Omar, coming out and saying, my loyalty, I'm representing Somalia.
Isn't it kind of just the same shit that they said about your Irish family, your full-blooded Irish family? It's kind of the same stuff they said, no?
No, I don't have full-blooded Irish family.
But like that early 20th century, they were saying that about like
No, my
an
ancestors
Irish.
go back to 1640.
Enough about that.
And oh my gosh, if only the worst immigrants we had were the Irish. Oh my gosh, we'd be in heaven right now. Yeah,
Well,
and by the way, the Irish immigrants were a huge problem.
Okay, but like what I'm saying is
If
this.
only that was.
But they're
the
like
worst.
America now, right? Irish, Italians, and Jews coming into Ellis Island. They're like kind of American at this
Yeah,
point.
well, we're probably talking about what, 3 or 4 generations.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying is people were saying the same thing you're saying about Ilhan Omar about those guys.
None of them. This is why I say, and by the way, they were absolutely criminal and monstrous. The Irish. Jews brought us, communism and anarchism. Italians brought us our first organized crime the country's
Insider
ever
trading
had.
too. We did
so
that too.
they weren't. It wasn't all sweetness and light and oh my gosh, how could anyone ever say this? There was a reason to say you better assimilate and get used to American ways. And who were the toughest on the Jews, by the way? The Ashkenazi
Nazis.
Jews.
What?
No,
Oh.
in America. Would you drop the Nazi stuff? It's not funny, Adam.
We're obsessed with the Nazis.
It's so not
I
funny.
love the attention.
That is so hacky.
What do you mean hacky?
It is so hacky.
So Mel Brooks can't dress up in a,
No,
as a, in
I
a
beg
Nazi
you
uniform?
to drop the hack jokes. You're a funny guy. That isn't.
Listen.
You keep thinking
The
oh, you
basis
say
of
Nazi,
Jewish
ha.
comedy is Nazi, okay?
Yeah, that's hilarious.
What do you mean? You don't think
ones
Mel
who are
Brooks is funny?
He didn't say Nazi, Nazi, Nazi every 10 seconds as his punchline.
Do you think that
This is such a hack move. You're above hackery.
Listen,
So,
Ann, do you think that like maybe in the Warsaw Ghetto there were some guys that were really funny?
yes, they did assimilate, and they
Yes.
didn't try running for president when they first got here. In fact, many of them were a problem. But
They
I
were in
also
Congress.
want to go back to, do you really think there's not a difference in Europeans, be they Jewish, Italian, and Irish, and someone from Somalia?
They're black?
No, it's a very different culture.
But what I'm saying is it's kind of arbitrary, right? Unless you factor in like
it's not arbitrary.
Unless you factor in like the skin, right?
Well, where did the Industrial Revolution happen? Who invented the wheel and who didn't? There are things other than skin color baby cakes.
Jews did? What are you saying? Or the Irish? We didn't get the European Enlightenment for 100 years because we were like, we're freezing cold and the Cossacks keep coming in and trying to cut our heads off.
As fascinated as I am with Jews,
we were
can
not
we
like
move on?
No, we were not modern. We were not.
Yes, I'm sure you were really horrible.
We were trash.
Yeah, so were Irish and Italians.
We
They
were
were still
European.
Europeans.
The Irish? What are you talking about? They were like the British just like were like these people are disgusting.
Yeah, and they haven't seen Somalis yet.
The Italians, the northern Italians, the ones that came over then, the Sicilians and southern Italians, they were like, these people are disgusting. They were all the people that were told they were disgusting, those three groups.
And yet, out there, someplace in the world, there was something even
How's
more
it
disgusting.
that I don't know anything about Somalia, okay? I saw Black Hawk Down, I saw Captain Phillips, I'm the Captain Now. That's pretty much the extent of my thing.
Yeah, they're
but it's
lovely
just
people.
like, you can't possibly say that the Irish, and you even said that they contributed to organized crime.
Italians,
and
not Irish.
And anarchism.
That was your people.
Yeah, and whatever the...
Communism.
And the
Irish
were
just
just
monstrous criminals, illiterate brutes. They were. Look it up.
Okay, what I'm saying is that's trash too, right?
Yeah, and it took like one generation to turn them around. Maybe two. All of them. All of them.
Well, you know,
because they came from a culture that had roofs, walls, indoor plumbing.
They don't have buildings?
They had the wheel.
I think they have buildings in Somalia.
Yeah, they have nice little huts.
So okay, there's that story of like the St. Louis, the boat, right? Of like people.
Oh, are we back to the Jews again?
Well, let's pretend they're not Jewish. But like, if let's say that there were like some other guys that were trying to get away from the Holocaust, do you think that that it was a good thing?
How much time do we have left, and how many more Jewish questions are we going to have?
Well, there's a big Jewish question.
And how many Nazi references are we going to have?
I'm not saying
this is getting a teensy bit repetitive.
This is okay. Listen, ask any friend. Zach, how much do I talk Nazis? Constantly. Yeah. It's just a thing that we're obsessed with. Listen, I mean, it's.
I'm so going to need like a double espresso to stay
we'll
awake
go
for
out.
your
We'll
Nazi
go for
jokes.
We'll go out for double espresso after this. Okay.
In fact, I write about Jews in Adios America as are some of our model immigrants, and Hollywood is one of the examples of that. Talk about assimilators. They do WASP culture better than WASPs do.
They do?
They took, Irving Berlin with all of the patriotic and Easter Parade, all those movies, Christmas in Connecticut.
A lot of Christmas songs too.
Ralph Lauren, that is WASP style, the way no WASP has ever done it. No, if only the Somalis could be like that.
Well, then that's my question. Like, what do you define as American culture? Because like I think American culture is awesome, right? Like that's why like when you hear like Adele singing, like they do it in an American accent, right? Because we're the coolest, right?
I prefer King Charles' accent. I think we should all learn
it. But he's not a singer. What I'm saying is like as a cultural exporter, American culture has been awesome.
Yeah.
Right? Like rock and roll. We've done like sick things. But like, what do you define in your definition as like what is American culture? And like what is the thing that we have to preserve, and then what is the thing that's under threat?
Well, the thing we have to preserve
don't get mad at me.
No,
Stop
I'm not.
being
I'm
mad at me.
thinking.
Okay, good.
That was a thoughtful question.
I'm nice. I'm a really nice guy.
That was a very thoughtful question. I was thinking about it. No one's ever put it exactly that way. So the American culture we have to preserve for the good of the country is one thing. The culture you're talking about, the movies, the music, the style, the fashions, the art, that sort of thing, that's a different kind of culture. I think it partially grows out from the culture that needs to be saved. And the culture that needs to be saved comes from the Magna Carta and Britain. It is a WASP culture.
But those are political documents. Those are cultural.
That's the culture that allows us the freedom and innovation and individualism to do all the other good stuff. And it's a very distinctive culture, and it ought to be examined by the rest of the world because it has produced this incredibly prosperous, successful, free society, freer than any other country in the world. But, this is part of what I said, I just thought of it now, to Vivek. Free speech is so not believed in the rest of the world. Unfortunately, it's not being believed a lot in this country right now. But it is something, or the right to bear arms. That is something that generation after generation after generation of American, it is part of our DNA now. We get it, we understand it, we don't have to read a book to know what to say on the debate stage.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that free culture allows, and also, getting high IQ people is a good help. So you attach the high IQ people and you get this I think quite a magnificent culture. I also think part of it is the mix, which I write about in Adios America, and it's about the only good mix where diversity kind of works, and that is white and black people. We got so much of our culture from African Americans, from the slang, the styles, the music, the rock and roll.
Yeah.
But that's part of one of the many terrible things about our mass immigration policies is I refer to them as foundational Black Americans. Black Americans have been in this country as long as white Americans. But now we're bringing in immigrants from, they weren't all slaves, but.
From Africa.
They weren't all slaves, but yes.
Oh, yeah.
In the Northeast, they weren't. Anyway, yes, a lot of them were slaves, but they have been here from the beginning. They are part of this culture. And instead, immigrants come in, 1975 and say, oh, we'll take the affirmative action. Oh, I'll take that job for the diversity officer at Harvard. And you know who are the worst? The Indians.
So you think I should go back to Africa? Man,
yeah, I hear things are going great.
You're so mean. Do you feel like I don't know, like, don't get mad at me. But why do you like being mean?
My favorite thing about you is
what? Like, what happens?
Constantly telling
when did
me
you
don't
start
get
being
mad
mean?
at me. I am not.
You
mean.
have been getting mad at me because I
am sweetness
apparently
and
I'm
light.
trans shooters, or I'm a trans shooter. I don't know. It's just like, don't you think like sometimes you say something, you hurt someone's feelings?
They've done studies.
Like maybe it hurts Ilhan Omar's feelings to hear someone say that.
Yeah, and they're really worried about white Americans'
How
feelings.
do you know? You never met her.
I know the things she says about white Americans.
I don't know if she says it that way.
But anyway, do I worry that it hurts people's feelings? So there are all these studies on the differences in men and women. We are biologically very different. And one of the biggest ones is, besides the pickle jar test, is males will always, if the question is, are you more interested in the truth or people's feelings? Males say, no, the truth. And females overwhelmingly say, feelings, we don't care about the truth.
But it's not nice to hurt people's feelings.
It's not nice to lie.
Well, like, okay, so if you're like, you live in New York City, right? And kind of one of the nice things that I've always felt about living here is just like it's like don't have a lot of space. Most people are kind of leaving each other alone, right? Like there's a ton of different, like I go to the deli, there's a guy from Yemen. He's not doing like radical terrorism. He's just giving me cigarettes because like freaking.
No, they're great.
Just like I feel like living in New York, it's like you don't walk down the street and see some type of immigrant. You're like, oh God damn it! That's so,
no,
is it annoying for you?
No, that's silly. But it's New York.
It's not silly.
The port cities have always been like that. But when it's like that in Utah, when it's like that in North Dakota, you are changing the fabric of the country. Yes, some number of immigrants we've always had come in, and yeah, they've been great. But for one thing, we took slightly different immigrants, but mostly we took them in smaller portions and allowed them and their kids and their grandkids time to get with the program. We're so not doing that now.
But when you live here and there's all different types of people, genuinely speaking, I don't have a problem with any minority group other than the Hassids. I mean, like they're like the traffic in South Williamsburg is terrible. They park their fucking vans in the middle of the street as like they're bad citizens. They don't fix anything when it breaks in your apartment.
The massive number of
they're the worst ones we can admit. The rest of everyone is I'm fine with.
The mass number of Venezuelan criminals were not like a blessing to this city.
Are there Venezuelan criminals that bothering you?
Yeah, you know where the Migrant Hotel is? By Grand Central Station and the Yale Club and the Harvard Club. It became like one of the most dangerous areas in the city. And yes, they're raping kids. They're stealing from going by on their mopeds, ripping people off.
Arepa.
Arepa.
It's a food they eat.
Yeah.
I don't think they were arepa. Cut that. I just think that, like, listen.
You know what? You need to be on social media.
The way they talk about, the way that, yeah, but that makes people retarded. The way people talk about New York City on the news as it's this like hellscape cesspit.
It's not.
You're
on the
like
news.
You're talking shit about us, our thing, and it's nice here. We go to nice restaurants. It's pretty. We have the. You're going to. Where are you going after this? Where are you going after this?
It used to be really great when New York was safe enough that the subway that taxpayers pay for could be used by people like me.
There
I
has
haven't
always
been able
been
to take the
people
subway
that poop
since
their pants on the
2020.
subway.
No, it was perfectly safe for me. It is not now.
There's always
I
been
could walk
people
home
pooping
alone.
their pants.
I could have taken the subway at any hour during Bloomberg. Any hour.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Where
a
are you
problem.
going after this, Ann?
None of your beeswax, Adam.
You're going to the opera, right?
None of your
and what is it? It's like La Traviata or something? You're going to like a classical opera, kind of classical Western culture?
Okay.
No. What opera is it? Just say it.
Okay, neither of us are wild
Just say
about
your
it.
thing.
No, it's a modern opera.
A modern
probably
opera?
Be terrible.
You're fucking. You're Nancy Pelosi. A modern opera? Where are you going? What? Are you going to go in a Prius to your modern opera? And I just think that you're from New York, right? Like with the American culture, you don't go to NASCAR.
Oh, I'd love to.
You don't go to the Iowa County Fair and eat like fried dog shit. You don't. You're like
well, that doesn't sound very
coastal.
enticing.
Well, all the candidates have to do that. They're like, we got to eat fried dog shit.
I don't think that's what they sell there.
You went to Cornell. You're friends with like cool gay guys. You're French, Ann. You're French.
No, I bathe daily.
You have more in common with a French than an Ohio fentanyl guy.
No, I have more in common with anyone who grew up in Connecticut or the entire Northeast, or Texas, or most of the South these days.
What more in common than anyone that grew up?
Anyone.
All right. Well, what about for Las Vegas, South African Jewish guy?
Wildly in common. The commonalities never end.
Are you gonna hide me? When President Fuentes is trying to put me in Auschwitz too? Please.
Okay, I want a clicker on how many Jewish references and Nazi references we get.
Oh, that is true. When they opened Auschwitz 1, they were like, this is too much Jewish references.
Yeah.
I feel like we're best friends.
That was 2 within 10
Let's
seconds.
play a game.
I swear to God, if this has
Here's a
anything
game.
to do with the Nazis.
It's a newlywed game, right? So you're gonna have to fill out like what my favorite movie is, book, song, and then I'll do yours, and we'll see who gets it right. Why don't you want to play?
I'm not. I'm looking at it. I was thinking.
Isn't it fun? You could put like, you know, the bird cage or whatever you think I watch. Okay, does anyone have a pen? This generation, they don't have pens anymore. I have to win Ann over one more time. She hates that I'm Jewish. We're annoying, Ann. You live in New York City.
Why
you
would
live
you
in
come
Israel.
up with this without having a pen?
I have you're writing on a portrait that I did of Steve Harvey.
Very nice.
Thank you. I started painting during COVID.
That is pretty good. Yeah, it was a good
Ann needs
idea
one.
to come up with this game without having a pen out here. Wait, are you going to do it? Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Okay. I have mine written down for you.
Mine will be done in 10 seconds.
Really? You're stereotyping? What are you going to say, the Torah? I'm going to stop. For the rest of our friendship, I'm going to stop
By the way, this
Jewish
pen is
and
barely
Nazi.
working.
Are you going to be funny or you're going to get laughs?
No, I think
feel like you
I'm
are funny.
correct.
Schindler's List?
Okay, who's reading them?
I'll read yours and then we'll see. So let's do movie.
Go.
You first.
No, you first.
And you first. Please, it's my house. It's my game.
Okay, I'm going to give you all of them at once.
No. We got to go back and forth. It's more fun that way.
Okay.
You have to go to your Democrat fucking modern opera. I'm sorry,
I think it's
keeping you
more
back.
fun all at once.
Best movie. What's my favorite movie?
Sophie's Choice.
No. Boogie Nights, Barry Lyndon, probably Kubrick. What?
Nothing.
I like movies. Birth of a Nation.
Diary of Anne Frank.
Falling Down. You might like Falling Down.
No, all wrong. Book, Diary of Anne Frank.
Have you seen Falling Down? Michael Douglas, he like kills all these people and then he does suicide. Okay. Diary of Anne Frank? No, it's not that good of a book. Me? I mean, what's the best book or my favorite book?
I believe we're supposed to be playing the Newlywed Game, which would be your favorite book.
I want a divorce. My favorite book is probably, I mean, I like, what do you, and first of all, can you stop making Jewish and Nazi references with that? Okay, but
you were the one who came up with this game, and you can't think of an answer.
This is not a Jewish or Nazi. I would say, I mean, like it's probably like the Counter Life or like I think The Great Gatsby is incredible. Like I think it's probably the best book, modern book. Why? You like that one?
Meh.
It's about the American dream. Sure, you should check it out. Okay, your favorite book, Mein Kampf by Adolf Hitler.
Okay, and yours is Diary of Anne Frank.
Okay, yeah.
Your song is something by, I forget his first name, Mickey Friedman and the Texas J Boys.
Who's Mickey Friedman?
Look that up. What's his
Kinky
first
Friedman?
Kinky,
It's just some one guy you met on a fucking panel for Bill? The guy, the Jewish cowboy that was...
Yep.
That is a whack one. Okay, your favorite song is Flight of the Valkyries by Richard Wagner.
Wow, I can't see the trend of this. Your favorite president is future President Shapiro.
No, he's whack. Your favorite president is Reich Chancellor Adolf Hitler.
I can't believe you actually think this is funny.
No,
hottest
and I'm
person,
just I'm teasing.
That girl in Will
I'm being
and Grace.
annoying. What?
That
Hottest
girl
girl?
in Will and Grace.
Deborah Messing?
That's it. That's it.
She's beat. She's disgusting to me. I think the hottest girl, or hottest person,
hottest person.
Reich's Chancellor Adolf Hitler. And
oh gosh, you need a comedy writer. This is so hacky.
I'll tell you a joke real quick. You want to hear one?
Let me guess. It's about Nazis.
No.
It's about Jews.
No.
He's stuck for an answer. He can't do it. Oh, is Adam pouting? No, you can't do it.
I told you that I'm a sensitive person and I don't like mean people.
If it's not Nazis or
I don't
Jews, you don't. You're stuck for a joke. And by the way, those aren't jokes. It's so hacky.
Why? Come on.
Not funny.
You don't think the Nazis? You don't think it's kind of funny that they went to Brazil? That's kind of funny. Like via.
I am so writing an angry letter to the New York Times.
How does a 22-year-old want to write letters? All right, I guess I'll just end it by saying this has been the best day of my entire life. I didn't believe in the concept of a twin flame. Sorry, I'm crying. I didn't believe in a concept of a twin flame until you walked into my life. I want to have a Presbyterian wedding with you. I want to stop cussing. I want to get a haircut.
No, your hair is perfect.
I want to say Easter is right around the corner. I want to say please and thank you and not mean it.
Easter Parade by Irving Berlin.
And culture, everyone. What are you doing, guys?
There are 3 people here. They can't make that much noise.
Welcome to the Adam Friedland Show. Today is May 31st, 2024. It's crazy 20s. The crazy 20s.
The 2020s.
Yeah, the 2020s. Time really just flies by.
We're almost at the end of it.
Of time?
Well,
yeah.
Well, at the end of our time.
I guess it's like if it's funny because it's like if the world collapsed, because it feels like it might, but it always feels that way. It always feels like something. But if this time it does happen, because there's a lot of things, and normally I wouldn't engage in this, but you know we got you on here,
Right.
so we'll talk. We'll declare things about the world.
Well, you must.
We're losing. So Russia's going to win Ukraine.
We are losing.
Russia's going to win Ukraine. We're pretending now that he's offering the ceasefire because he's weak. It's like, no, he's just going to take, he's going to cause.
Yeah, they've won. They've kind of already
won. This is a favor to us, and now he's allowing us to save face by saying, like, oh, well, Putin's weak. That's why he's offering a ceasefire where we freeze the lines where
He's
they are.
weak because we took McDonald's away.
Yeah, right. We carved out, you know,
we
as much
took
of
Burger King out.
He's bitten off a lot of Ukraine. He'll probably invade Poland at some point and he wins. But then the big thing is like Bashar al-Assad is now like he's like people see him at the same level that they have disdain for Walter White from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
You know, he's not like the media, everybody, the Western world failed to sell Assad that's just Russia's guy.
Yeah.
And the regime change failed. And you never hear anybody talk about that. But, like, that's the biggest thing in the Middle East is Russia won that one.
They won.
They won the Middle East.
They've been racking up wins, but we've been getting better at the marketing of losses.
Right.
So that's what we've been doing. We've kind of been like, no, it's actually, it's a stalemate. We call things a stalemate all the time. And no, it's a stalemate. It's really not a stalemate.
The other secret war, also probably Russia behind it, is they've used gay African people to take over international law. So now that's all they control it. They
and by the way, smart.
Yeah,
this was the smartest thing they could have done.
Right. So there's a cannon filled with bananas pointed at Netanyahu right now that was designed by Putin secretly 12 years ago. But no, I think that Trump got convicted just so we can save face when Netanyahu's arrested by the ICC. But you can say, well, he's kind of like, we put Trump in jail. He's there. Trump. Everybody gets arrested. They get arrested. That is not indicative.
We get arrested.
That is not indicative.
Doesn't mean anything.
It's just fine. Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't mean anything. People have strong feelings about people, so they have to arrest them.
I guess that's all to say. It's like, because it feels like, because you've had, in the last 5 years, you've had a lot of success. You're doing, you're on.
Doing okay, sure.
And a lot of people in our social circle are.
Yes.
And when things collapse, are you guys just going to turn into like Gloria Swanson, basically, just like kind of these silent film?
Here's what I will say.
Because our podcast,
outside of me, no one in our social circle knows who that is. So
I just
ask that question.
I imagine Shane in a mansion with just like a heavy makeup, and a beauty mark, and the little like breast cancer set.
I mean, that's the hope.
And he's like, I'm still big. It's the pictures that got small. And nobody's listening to podcasts anymore. But he still has all of his Bud Light millions.
I hope at that point I'm in Brighton Beach.
I invested in beer. I made all my money in beer. Back in the day, I was the biggest in the world of stand-up comedy and podcasting, and the entertainment then is reading the Quran, I would imagine. Is when we have no choice
I hope
but
to be
embrace
like
Sharia
living
law.
as kind of like an exiled oligarch in Brighton Beach at that point. Just kind of eating, fried fish, sitting down by the pier. And then just like being that guy that when you get near him, he just starts going.
My career track, what I want is I kind of want to take the Jerry Lewis route. So here I'm just laughing stock, racist, buffoon, comedian, makes garbage, pretends to be a mentally disabled person for cheap laughs. And then I don't know what for, but after this, I want to go be revered by the French. And I don't know if that's maybe just being Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, and by the way, it would be incredibly easy for you.
I could just go over there and be an anti-Semitic version of Chuck E. Cheese.
Do very much similar what you do now with a little style, like a little more stylistic.
The anti-Semitic mime, I guess, is what I'll be. And then they'll be like, oh, this is the greatest art we have ever seen. Here's an artist.
You have to be like kind of like an anti-Semitic, like Harlequin clown. And just sneak it in.
Just as it has always been, when our memories of the ancient world fade into twilight, a new era dawns to fill the void, an unfamiliar path with a pulse of its own, a tempo not dictated by the labor of men, but accelerated by the rhythm of machines, launching the world into an age of bold innovation.
American comedians that are coming there for no pay.
Well, they never mixed. Those two sides of JFL never mixed. It was always very segregated.
Right.
Like there was never like a clown bringing up Bobby Kelly.
They should have done
They should have done. That would have been great.
Yeah.
Just a high wire act.
And then fucking Bobby comes out. Just like, Bobby trying to talk that guy backstage. He's like, what's your fucking problem? J'en peux le couper pour qu'on va waka. Nu peux pas wampo. Just smell. You can see stink lines coming off of him. No shoes on. He's got hobbit feet.
How do they live? Do they live as circus, as like a...
What, the French Canadian peasants?
Like how do they live? Do they live as a troupe?
Yeah, I saw a lady in Montreal walking a pig when I was there.
Because you'll see them on the streets walking around. You go, do you all live in it communally?
Yeah.
I imagine they must.
Yeah, I think so.
They don't have like there's no version of that guy who's like touring a house and going, let's buy this and live.
It's like they have like hostels.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of...
Yeah, because I think it would be...
It's the way circus is. It's just what it is.
It's expensive there, right?
It's very expensive.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the timer here that tells me when we have to do our ad reads, but I'm... Oh, okay. You can just shout it out then. I get... what's that? Just shout at me because it's I switched to the Snoopy watch face and it makes it very difficult to use the Apple Watch for anything other than looking at Snoopy doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that so? That's the Apple Watch.
This is the last expensive thing I'll be able to purchase before the fall.
Yeah.
So
I want one because it now tells you like when you're dying. It gives you like an update.
They've always had that. They keep